Okay, slightly longer music intro there for our game. We are up to session 91. 91 sessions, and some of you have yet to die.
Yes.
Getting close, apparently.
Yes.
Hey, I believe Duza has already died, as has Parry,
I am the
as has
thrice
Willie.
returned.
So
I've got no plans of dying.
I don't think Sparky has died yet. Sparky has brought someone else back from their death at a penalty. So finding out that yes, I think in the group it's a half of who has died before. Which reminds me, I have to look stuff up for the sunrise part of tonight's session. So today we have online. We'll start with Jeremy.
Good evening all. Yes, I'm playing Borda, the elf half-human the warrior of Sandpoint. And grew up believing the legends of the Pathfinder Society of being a glorious organisation of truth and justice and inspiration for the world. Joined them, has been somewhat disillusioned by what he's discovered on the inside, but he's now working to try and make it meet the legends he grew up with.
And hey, there are quite a few people you'll come across now who do meet those legends.
That's right. Unfortunately, there's a lot more that don't.
Hey, you'd expect in a training facility, some of them just haven't quite got what it is to take to be a Pathfinder, but you never know until they're out in the field.
Yeah, but what makes that a number of the ones that didn't meet the standard were amongst the instructors at the Canadian Academy.
Unless, of course, that was part of the training.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was also part of the fact that he had a idealistic and unaware view of what was actually the Pathfinder Society beyond the Grand Lodge faction, i.e. nothing beyond the Grand Lodge faction.
Well, they don't really advertise what they're like.
Like that.
So, that brings us next to M.
Hello, I play Duza, who had not a very good day yesterday. I had
Possibly still the same day.
possibly still the same day. We had lots of monsters, lots of eyes, and my arch nemesis came to rescue me because he was jealous.
You're fighting someone else, how dare you?
Yeah, I know, right? And he made my puppies run away. And now I'm sad.
And
And I have 90 days left to live, apparently,
well,
to defeat said arch nemesis.
Oh, well, it does show the date of the day, even though the sun hasn't risen yet.
You haven't quite got that ear-piercing 90 days left yet. It will happen.
And then we have Josh.
Hello, I'm Josh. I play Parry Hotter, the buffest wizard known to man.
Who is almost completely out of spells.
Who is almost completely what?
Lucky pup.
Yeah.
Just means you need to go fist to fist, mate. That's all.
Thank God, you're able to take the front line.
That's it.
Just throw more cantrips. We're all good.
Hey, it's always interesting when you're not sure exactly how quickly you get to rest.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, very much so. Okay, so, and then that brings us to, at the table we have our Peter. My name just completely went out of there. I'm having one of those days with names.
Yeah, it happens to me all the time. Yes, greetings and salutations. I'm playing Willy Kenobi. I am a human who had grown up in Yangerhof, a dwarven city. I'm a monk, and apparently in the new book, monks don't exist, so that should be interesting.
Well, not yet anyway. So the previous version still counts, and it's backwards compatible.
Yeah. I continue my
Quest
search, my quest, and so far, no luck.
But we're getting there slowly.
You should be.
So who wants to do the recap of the last session? A series of unfortunate choices.
Well, only 2 of the players were actually there for it. I've watched the video, but
Lots of eyes, lots of creatures.
I filled this entire side of the table with creatures.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was pretty epic. So pretty much everyone in the tower did nothing to help the battle. It was just us.
Well, you told them not to use their arrows and save them until they came over the parapet.
Yeah, but like we had this whole
didn't have a
plan
huge
that
amount of
if we
arrows.
start killing them, for people to start daisy chaining the smaller creatures over the cliffside. But that all went to rubbish. We got almost overrun, and the Sandpoint Devil came riding in with a whole bunch of axe beaks, was it?
Well, you also forgot that you packed everyone into the tower like sardines in a can.
Yeah, that too.
And then you notice that the creatures who had been just fighting with raining directly at you started using tactics.
Yeah, so the smart thing got smarter. The wizard taught it magic, and the Sandpoint Devil made everyone stampede out of said tower and run away
As
in
these
fear.
creatures chase what they feel through the ground. Hence, many ways of actually tricking them. Yeah.
after giving Doomsday a couple big kicks.
But essentially, the rest of the monsters that was still surviving chased after the mob of people that ran away, and now we're sitting in a almost ruined tower.
Bye, puppy.
Well, they didn't actually
but-
damage the tower. They came close to damaging the tower, but then the stampede happened, and all the monsters followed the stampede.
Yep. Yeah. So, but they were about to ram the tower and collapse it.
Well, they could literally have pushed the tower off the cliff with everyone inside it.
Oh, great.
The GM had mentioned that partway through the combat
Mm-hmm.
because they couldn't knock walls down,
We did have that one go through the wall, didn't we?
and he wasn't the biggest.
So,
yes. Last thing we had was the stampede, and Desrund, who hadn't managed to squeeze up to the top of the tower, sort of got stampeded over of all the people running away.
what do you mean quarter?
Quarter. So many characters, my brain will pick up the wrong one. So quarter.
No, that got Are you thinking, hang on, is there another character around in the one of the NPCs called Desmond, or yes? Happy with that?
And he does notice that he's basically one of 11 people inside the tower, besides the party. So of the 70 odd that were in the tower, you have 11 plus the other PCs.
Okay. And
By the way, it was absolutely hilarious seeing 60 odd people flood out of this lighthouse. Just like 15 clowns coming out of a little beetle.
I'm gonna guess why it was the joyous, what's it called? Not quite clown music, but festival.
The Benny Hill music.
Yeah.
Well, like instead of playing it through the entire combat.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So we currently have effectively 17 or so people in the tower, is that right?
Let me see.
I'm happy 15 at the moment.
You have 15 people in the tower at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, 14 actually.
And the status of those people?
Most of them are injured, bruised, tired, some of them bloodied, a few of them with broken bones. They got stampeded over, that's why they didn't run, they couldn't run. Anyone who didn't leave is either a PC here right now, or they got run over. So Kendra's missing.
And
as is Sparky.
but the alien critters chased all the other humans off into the night, is that correct?
You can still hear the screams.
Is that because they're getting eaten?
Well, hard to tell, they're out of your visual sight.
But is it sort of like...
Well, it's lots of people screaming, not a single person. Because you got 70 odd people screaming, but the volume of it is getting less and less.
But that'll peter out very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a bad thing.
And those screams coming from all directions?
Nope, just one direction, because they had to flee the furthest way from the source of their fright, who was standing on top of the tower, and they came out the door. There was only one way to go.
Back down towards the ocean, or is
no, along the path to the lighthouse they hadn't fixed, which was right next to the crater.
You know, they're not
Right,
gonna
okay.
There was only one way for them to go.
Along the path that we'd actually gone and investigated part way before we found the creatures earlier when we were looking at the crater.
It was where you got ambushed.
Okay.
Is the direction they ran. I think if I bring it open, you'll be able to. I think I have I do have a map for this. A map book. Always nice to bring that open.
Is any of the named NPCs still left here?
There are 2 out of 4 of them.
The other 2 ran, or...
Yep.
Oh, God. Which of the 2 that stuck around?
So the weaker of the 2 spellcasters, the one who had chatted you up in the Golden Goblin, and the head of the dwarves.
Okay. I'm pretty happy with that, having the head of the dwarves around.
And what I couldn't tell very easily from the watching the video was what was the actual status of the aliens when the stampede, just before the stampede?
They were still doing pretty well. They could
like I know that the Sandpoint Devil and the Axe Beaks were knowing through some, but it was difficult to get an idea of what kind of numbers or things like that were still around.
So
and what sizes were still around.
They had mowed through the simple basic ones that you could easily have killed with a single blow.
Yep. And the others weren't stopping to eat this time?
They were not. Like I said, they were acting with more intelligence.
Yep, okay, cool. And so approximate numbers of aliens that were still active at the time of the stampede?
30 plus.
30 plus small ones, medium, big?
30 plus from medium, large to huge.
I think there was one huge one. There was like at least 10 large, and then like God knows how many.
And about 10, 20 odd husks, former breeding pods for the aliens were also wandering around.
Okay.
Which some of you have to look forward to.
Yeah. And approximate time of night at the present time?
It would be about 2 hours to dawn.
And the ship wasn't due to come collect us for.
The ship's not our problem for another, like at this stage.
You have at least 6 full days before the ship shows up.
Yay.
And we've got 3 days to survive. We've lost all of our fresh water.
Yeah, that's easy. Well, I probably come a bit techy on, but from a character perspective, but fresh water will not be hard to come across. All you got to do is boil up the salt water with a old sheet of steel or something over the top of it to condense the water back down again.
Anyone with any sort of survival training will be able to do that without any real issues.
That's right. So yeah, water is not actually our problem. The main Cordo, like the opinion at the moment, his thought process is how long would it take, knowing that I know there has been an expedition and they come back again, to get down to the lighthouse that they did try and fix up, like the one down on the left-hand corner as we look at that now.
You can probably make it there before or around dawn.
Yeah, I thought it'd be a couple of hours of travel.
Because you're looking at about 2 mile and you're wanting to do it at a slow to moderate pace because you don't want to attract attention of things that chase down, things that make large footfalls.
And also, of course, we've got travelling with wounded and things like that. So,
do you have a TV going in the background there, Jeremy?
sorry?
Do you have a TV going in the background?
No, that's might be very big. Hang on a second, I'll see if I can reduce the input on my microphone. Yeah, very nice.
It helps that these make a lot of stuff, but they can sometimes pick up too much. Yeah.
Make any difference?
We'll continue on. I'm sure we can block that out and just have an interesting undertone in the background.
Is that better as well? Maybe?
That's just turned your sensitivity off.
Yeah, it's just got a little clearer to hear, that's all.
To hear the background noise?
Yeah.
Oh, that's odd, because I was lowering the input sensitivity. What if I go that way?
Can't hear it at all.
Yeah, that sounds alright.
Can't hear you though.
I was about to say.
So, are you saying anything there, Jeremy?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, yes. Well,
Okay.
it was completely silent, and that ended. It's like, so have you cut yourself out as well?
I basically said, oh, well, hey, so the input sensitivity bar apparently works the opposite way you'd expect. So I actually put it all the way up, and then apparently it did do enough to cut everything out. So I'll just take it down.
I'd like to think in-game, Korda is like discussing this with everyone as he walks off into the distance and no one can hear him.
Okay, so yes, you're hearing screams and stuff coming off in the distance.
Yeah, basically the mind of we either try and get there or head off there immediately noting that we're not going to be travelling quickly because it's dark. We're going to be quiet and silent. It'll take about 2 hours to get there, or we can try and aim to sort of work on the fact that they might be allow us until dawn, and then make our way during the morning more safely.
So from a tactical perspective, the creatures are currently engaged. You don't expect that to last much longer.
And the point satisfied is based upon what when he joined the mind. They're not likely to be satisfied with much work, and they're likely to come and finish off. Okay.
Well,
you might want to turn your sensitivity up a bit. You're cutting out a little bit there.
Okay.
I know, it's a fine line, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So yes,
So what I was saying was the idea of Cordar's assessment is that if we were to stay here for 2 more hours, they're likely to come back and attack us before that time. Is that correct?
That is correct, and you no longer have the defenders to hold the place.
No, that's fine.
Plus, you've also lost all the seawater that you were making, the salt water, and all the fresh water's gone too.
Didn't work.
Yeah.
No, you never got to use it because someone broke it.
Someone.
Yep.
Who is someone?
Not looking at Doozer in particular.
Yeah, I'm not sure we can be friends anymore with Doozer.
I really didn't get basically dominated.
Oh, okay. Magical
And
control.
players.
And you are weak-willed. Okay, fair enough. I understand.
Yeah. Well, it was actually Parry was the one that deliberately let them in. So I could talk to them.
He tried to communicate and let them into his mind.
And he told them magic.
They learned tactics from the party.
Yeah. So you called them master. Is that what I'm hearing?
Almost.
My master.
Hang on. They learned tactics from this party.
Yeah.
And possibly from other people at the same time.
So
the only problem with Cordar's plan is the fact that we still have parasites in us. So if we go for a swim in the ocean, does that cure us?
It will kill the parasite when it bursts out of the back of your skull.
they're in their heads.
It will.
Let's survive till morning is the first step, and then we'll worry about parasites inside.
So basically, the remaining body is considered a husk, which is out under their control.
That's where the zombies come. Ugh.
Truly terrible.
How many of the NPCs can walk at the moment?
So they can take a slow pace, the equivalent of one move a round instead of 3 moves around.
Yep.
Can we carry them?
You can, but there's probably more people than you can carry. That, and if you want to take any form of remaining supplies with you.
Yeah, well, exactly. That was the first point we're finding out, okay, whether or not any of them actually need to be structured on the trip. But if they can all walk, or at least stumble, or quietly stumble, then that way.
This is the one point on the island that you can cut the bridge. At that point, they're unlikely to leap the gap.
Yeah, but then you stop there. What do you do?
Yep. And there's no way to go for a boat.
Yeah.
The first point for the moment is surviving till morning.
It's 2 hours. Like, from where we are
Yep.
to where we want to go, like how long is it going to take us to get there with our crippled and maimed
About 2 hours. That's just it. But the point is that if we start there now, if we start heading in that direction now, then we'll probably arrive about morning, assuming we don't get further attacked, which we're using the cover of the other component. Once we get there,
run there in an hour or less.
Yeah.
once we get there, we can decide whether or not it's a case of destroying the bridge immediately, or whether we can try and hold the bridge, i.e. a much smaller location that the huge creatures can't jump across and things like that, or whether or not it's a case of we leave the bridge up and we destroy it at short time. We set it up can be destroyed quickly if it needs to be destroyed if we get attacked. But the point right now is surviving till morning and then surviving the next day.
And who knows, somebody might have outrun it going the other way.
Sure. Okay.
Because the point is that staying here till morning is not a viable option.
No.
And the only other potential place we could go would be back down to the harbour we came in from,
And that's going
but
through.
that's just less defensible.
That's downhill the entire way.
So faster.
So faster, but you got to take a weaving route or you will be falling. You could probably do it. Especially with
But it's critical to the point of the fact that there's no defence there. Except for standing in the ocean.
Well, standing in the ocean sounds like a fine place to be at this point.
But we can do it on the upper spot too. We can equally stand in the ocean if we needed to.
Well, the other one's actually high up on the cliffs.
Yeah.
There's no place for a boat to dock there.
But I'm assuming that as on foot, we can effectively be on the edge of the island.
You can, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, I guess we're doing that as a better than nothing action. And potentially when we get there, we've got somewhere to leave our wounded and maimed.
Exactly, yeah.
Where we can go off and do what we need to do. Okay.
We can use it as a base of operations.
Yeah.
And then people also point out about the Sandpoint Devil's messed up things.
Yeah. We're going to have to do something about him, Doozer, at some point.
About who?
Your buddy, the Sandpoint Devil.
Yeah, but this is like the third time I've tried to challenge him. I got utterly wiped.
Let's deal with that in the morning.
You need to get good.
Apparently.
Let's deal in the morning.
Right.
I'm sure that one level will help.
So
We
let's
go.
go. Let's lead these people to salvation.
How many days' rations do you carry?
As much as we can.
You can probably take 5 days' rations and not slow yourself down. Or take longer and take more.
I'm going to take more. I'm gonna slow myself down. I'm going to carry so much that I only take one move action.
Mm-hmm.
So I am moving at the same speed as the people that we're protecting.
Okay, so you see Willie taking enough food to feed all the survivors for 3 weeks.
Yep.
Someone's got to do it.
Pretty much.
And I'm sure someone's not calling you Nodwick down on the back as you go.
I know, right? And doesn't Nodwick survive at all?
No, he gets duct taped back together
That's
very
right.
often.
The glowing duct tape tapes him back up. That's right.
I have a good memory of all that.
Yeah, I remember that now.
Okay, so yes, you're walking through the middle of the night.
Yep.
It's very slow. You're all trying to do the Dune style of walking without sounding like you're walking through the ground.
No constant rhythm, it's you gotta break it up. Yeah, this case, it's like no significant thump at all.
Yeah. Because you have learnt from Parry during that long walk that they can feel the vibrations through the ground. They can't hear you talking.
No.
They have absolutely no concept of speech. It is completely meaningless to them because they can't hear noise. They can feel noise, but they can't hear it. And they will go for rhythm over non-rhythm. They have less interest in creatures over intelligent life. And when you're affected by them, a parasite grows in the base of your brain, paralyzing you until it bursts out.
Awesome.
And their bite carries the parasite.
Okay. And so, does that mean all of
Anyone who's been bitten technically is carrying the parasite.
Awesome.
Sorry guys, the connection got lost
Well,
there for me.
didn't even notice you'd left. I'm sorry, because I'm not looking at the screen.
No, that's all right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so I probably missed the last 5-10 minutes worth of.
So I was just saying that Parry was filling everyone in on his amazing knowledge roll of these creatures.
Yes.
That they will follow rhythmic sound through the ground. They can't hear anything, so you can completely discuss tactics around them without them actually understanding what you're saying. And you can basically lead them in different directions by setting up rhythmic traps. And that they have, their bite carries a parasite that grows in the base of your where your brain connects to your skull, and eventually it bursts out after paralyzing you, but not dampening your pain receptors. Because hey, if something's going to do something horrific, it wants you to feel it.
And have we worked out how fast they normally move?
They can move quite fast.
And with that changes depending upon size?
The larger ones seem to move slightly faster than the smaller ones.
Okay. Maybe I come to expect speed. It's like in comparison to party members. On the idea that if we start leading the wounded across to the island, if and when we get followed, is it possible for, I expect someone like Willie can move quite quickly?
Willie's about the only one who can outrun them.
That's what I thought. Potentially, Willie could potentially run with a very heavy foot, as opposed to light foot if he would normally, to try and lead away if necessary.
Well, the recommendation would be to, instead of worrying about footfalls, hit the ground with like a staff on a regular basis while running.
Certainly taking a rhythmic tapping of some sort while moving away from the group. But let's see if we can avoid that right now for the first place. The idea will be gathering up everyone, getting everyone ready to move, gathering what supplies are going to be relatively easy to carry. Order can open up this hole.
I'll give you guys a survival roll to gather what supplies you can.
Porter can open up his hole to put in more supplies than might normally be available. But
the words opening up his hole can come in so many different ways in a horror setting.
It was quite deliberately placed that way.
The GM was approving. And just for that, the GM is actually going to add another reroll point to the table. Because the GM really approved of that.
Oh, that guy.
22 for
So is this for everyone's survival roll?
Everyone can do it. Not a one? Okay, so Willie finds a whole bunch of supplies.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, there's a big box. And I just get the box and pick it up, like, because, I'm a strong guy. And I don't even bother looking what's on the inside.
Yep, it's
It just says, like, some food or something like that. In Dwarven, I think, oh, yeah, I know what that word means. Pick it up. Okay. I got it. Let's go.
He's carrying. He can carry enough for the whole group. So Deuces managed to scramble up about I'm gonna say 7 days worth of rations.
Okay.
What's
What
is
did you say 7 days or like 7-person days?
7 days for a single person?
Yeah. Yep.
What is Parry's and Cordar's?
What I got 19.
So 19. So that means Cordar managed to get up 4 days of rations. What about Parry?
27.
Okay, so Parry manages to get 30 days of rations.
Whoa.
Nice. Good job.
Critical success.
Hey!
At DC of 15, he got over that by 10. So I basically gave him a multiplier for each point over that.
Plus 13.
So,
because
so are we going to be able to
your
carry
wisdom,
on?
that's right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
I've got a portable hull.
You've got
really?
41 days
Great.
worth of usable supplies in all the destroyed stuff that you've had.
You got a portable hole, mate.
He does.
I put my box in the hole. All right. Let's do this. Good job.
Urging that except the portable hull is actually got inbuilt shelving and stuff and curtaining in there to actually protect the material that's already there.
Your
So
watchstone doesn't fit in. The shelving stops it.
Ah,
It's a big box.
it is. That's all right. I'll carry it. I'm a tough guy. I'm fairly strong. I can do this.
Okay.
Yeah. And okay, we'll try and have the others being bandaged up and wintered and things like that as much as possible. They're moving. Is it a case that we have any idea where Fondra and Sparky actually are at the present time?
You don't know. You believe they ran off with the others.
Okay. If we don't have any direction or knowledge as to where they might have gone, then we can't chase them either, so...
Okay, so when you reach that part of the path that I've highlighted for you, you hear you see the sun start to come over the horizon. It is that whole light starting to light up the place, and then there's a crack of thunder overhead, and you hear a booming voice coming down from the heavens. Dooza has 90 days left. Sounds very unhappy.
Hilarious.
Wow, crack of thunder and everything.
Mm-hmm.
What Dooza's got to work out to do is to be able to travel westwards fast enough to stay ahead of the sun, or each time, so the sun will never rise again. No new days?
No, my god is unhappy because I got thrashed yet again.
Yeah. Because your god's saying something.
Hey, at least you're getting his name right this time.
Sorry?
If you never see it on the sunrise, you never need to worry about it again.
It has happened underground.
Is that your pocket god? Is that what you're calling him or it? Your
Very-
pocket god.
My pocket god. Yeah, no, but this is the first time that it has come overhead. It's not come from my pocket god by the sound of it.
Ah.
Booming voice hasn't come from
So
your
it might have to
pocket.
be the actual god manifesting displeasure.
Yes, I believe
okay, that's
so.
not good.
And then it starts
Stop
raining.
being stupid. You
Oh,
have 90 days.
And now it's raining. Thanks, Doozer.
But more importantly,
It's dry light.
have we heard any evidence of the aliens chasing us in this last hour?
You haven't had any evidence of them chasing you, but you do notice that Willie is still completely dry.
Yep.
His box looks like it's getting soaked, but he's got no dampness at all on him.
If any luck, his box will be actually hold some water.
It's got food in it. Don't be silly.
Well, we will continue on then.
So can anyone read Dwarven?
I think I can. One of my languages is Dwarvish, but obviously...
Which means you can read right to speak
But
it.
obviously, you never get everything 100%, do you?
Well, you had picked it up in shadows, so you didn't actually...
Okay, you're in the dark side.
I've seen the vague outline and gone, that's what the word is.
I will give Willie a perception roll to see if he notices.
I'm going to fail.
But can he read the label while he's carrying the box?
Well, every now and again you've got to swap shoulders. Because,
Fair enough.
it gets heavy on one shoulder and then you've got to swap back to the shoulder.
You're not going to get tired and put it on the ground at all, are you? And lift it up again later.
Well, sometimes. I mean, you've got to give people a chance to rest.
He's helping the people across any obstacles.
Yeah. 12.
And you can't, I mean, the box is actually a valuable piece of equipment. It's a portable chair.
Yeah, true. Some of the old dwarves might sit on it.
And you notice that this is from the Jengahof as one of the from the Royal Institute of Engineers.
Must have some really good food in it then.
Well, they make the best stuff,
Don't they?
and their stuff never worries about deteriorating.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know. Okay, just like
It's
I peaked well. This is great. Awesome.
Okay, so with that, we are then going to have some fortitude saving throws. We'll start with Corda.
Because we've been up all night, and some of us have got an alien inside of us. Okay. Fortitude, where am I? 16 plus 26.
26. Okay. That's a nice thing to note down for me up here. Okay, then we move over to Dooza. Dooza gets to make a fortitude saving throw. You never actually got
32.
there.
No, not good enough. Or maybe I should say yet.
And we won't worry about Harry making the saving throw because he chose to fail it previous session.
One of us.
I don't know if you heard me, Martin, but I got a 32.
I got you down as the what you rolled.
Yep, cool.
But I thought you would enjoy the noting for parry.
Yep. he is one of them. Kill him quickly.
It's like the zombie movies. You're running around with somebody who's been bitten and you're just waiting for them to turn.
Well, you've got 3 of them who've been bitten.
Well, yeah, but yeah, true.
And and he's told you all about how everyone who's bitten carries the parasites.
That's the challenge of zombie movies. You know, when somebody gets bitten, you just kill them off, or you know, 'cause you know they're going to come back at some point, turned, or you know, what do you do?
And the funny thing is, the zombies carrying a communicable disease is more associated historically with ghouls than they are with zombies.
I always thought as a if I was ever in a zombie movie where I got bitten, I'd tell everyone. I go, I've been bitten, right, so you know you can trust me because I'm telling you I've been bitten, and I'm somebody you should keep around and not just murder, because if anything horrible has to happen, it can happen to me because I'm already dead. So it's a good idea for you to keep me around as long as possible.
Well, we all need a scapegoat for something.
I know, right? Go in there and pick up the thing with all the zombies around. Let's send Pete, because he's already been bitten. We've got nothing to lose. I'm like, yeah, okay.
And with the coming of the light, you notice that you've been following tracks on the ground.
Well, I hope you've been following tracks on the ground.
What kind of
I hope you've been following tracks going both ways, because
Well, you
yesterday,
see tracks that you didn't see previously because, well, it was too dark to see it. It wasn't obvious in the light, even with dark vision. But there are hoof prints that seem to have seared the ground.
okay,
Oh, great.
bloody hell.
So that's very.
You know what's going to happen, don't you, producer? We're going to get to the lighthouse, and he will have already cut the bridge.
either way then, we'll still be be able to hopefully get down to the water tank, and we can work from there. Let's keep moving.
What's the worst that can happen, they say?
And Cordar will quietly go up to Willie while we're marching along and saying, there's no need to be more pessimistic when we've got 11 others limping along with us.
What, you mean the 3 infected? And the and the nastiness magnet that is Dooza.
I believe in total you're a party of 14.
Yeah.
So
I'm talking about the 11 dwarf and cypher mages.
So there are 10 dwarves and cypher mages. So Cordar was the number 11 in the number that were in the house, because the rest of them were on the roof.
Okay. Yeah, whatever it was. I thought it was the fact there were 11 NPCs and then 4 PCs, but if there are 10 NPCs, that's fine, whatever it might be. But you'll go up to Willie and say, can you pick me some gear golf until it's actually got first contact?
Understood. I've been helping like the dwarves, you know, that help.
There's 3 of them and 2 humans also from Django.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, I've been helping them.
You notice that
Best I can.
they've actually got
Very
clan
honest.
daggers.
Ah, nice.
You never quite got to getting them.
Oh, I didn't, because I was never part of the clan.
They do accept humans as part of
They
their
do,
clan.
but I went a different direction.
You now have enough prestige for them to reconsider that if you really want that.
Oh, my character would certainly be interested in doing so, but it's the way up between his quest and what might be expected. That's why I didn't join the
Helmets.
yeah. He was like, I can't.
Well, you do end up having a long conversation with the dwarf. He is originally from Jangohoff himself, the head dwarf. He's just been working at the gas forges for over 100 years.
Okay.
Well, hey, for him it's only 100 years.
I'm just as a throwaway sort of question. My character's going to say, look, if for whatever reason a dwarf lost their clan dagger, other than being able to find it, what would they need to do to be accepted back into their clan?
It's very hard. Most of their law says without the dagger there's no acceptance.
But if they were to do something remarkable, or
They may potentially have a new one forged for them, but that is rare. He's never
You remember, it was very uncommon for a dwarf to go looking for his clan dagger, because that would mean he's still alive.
Yeah. What if is there any law against or moral code against giving another dwarf your clan dagger?
Well, they then can present it and potentially get acceptance with the clan, but as it's not their dagger, they may be perceived as having stolen it.
If it's clearly given as a gift.
The clan chooses, and very few clans actually accept other people wielding a dagger.
What if it was a dwarf that had lost their dagger and another dwarf had gifted their dagger to said dwarf?
Well, it's sort of like gifting your soul to another.
A little bit weird and icky.
Yep. So a lot of dwarves feel that their soul's linked to their dagger. Because their entire being is about the history of what the dagger represents, and the dagger generally has their families connected to them, and is normally forged by family members. So some of them even have parts of their families' daggers used to produce the metal that makes their dagger. So it can actually go through many generations of each dagger being part of the generations before.
That's pretty cool.
It is. And many rewards will open for a dwarf possessing a dagger forged for them.
Well,
And smite those who carry one that's not.
Well, my character's certainly interested, having grown up in Jangerhoff. He has a lot of respect for the dwarves. In fact, even though he was a human growing up in the city, sans parents and whatever, he has a lot of respect and a lot of love for the dwarven race.
Well, most of the dwarves consider humans like pets. Favorite pets. Because, well, they live so long.
Yeah. Yeah. And the fact that, again, I was an orphan and they looked after us. I mean, to a degree. I mean, but still.
But he does say that you would be welcome back in Jangerhoff or in the gas forges, assuming it hasn't been destroyed by another misadventure.
Fingers crossed.
You mean like someone to go get up, check the tidal wave comes?
Yeah.
He says yes, that would be the definition of misadventure.
Is he aware of what happened?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. My first thing I did was apologise. I didn't understand. I didn't know what was going on.
Well, he said you couldn't have opened it, so you're obviously not at fault.
If there's anything that he's not aware of that occurred, I will fill him in. My character's not going to lie and hide it from him.
And
We fucked up, and I'll accept it.
And he points out that the only way you got in was by a dwarf wielding a clan dagger forged for them. As he said, it would have smoked the person who tried to break in without it, because that's what their wards are designed to do.
Yeah.
You didn't open the door, I walked in.
And then, of course, we left the door open, ran off, went, oh shit, this is bad, ran back. This is like, what the hell?
That's why they have such big, thick walls for the place.
Run in, close the door, hope you don't die of poisoning.
Anyway,
So, about an hour after sunrise, you make it to the bridge. The bridge seems to be unharmed.
and we've been following the bird footprints the whole way.
They lead all the way up to the bridge.
Can you see them?
And on the bridge?
Burn hoofprints?
Not a single one on the bridge, but there's lots of little, looks like the horse has been going in circles in front of it for quite some time. You believe it was making a point?
Again, I could have been doing nasty things, or I may have done nasty things.
Now, Order hasn't seen this area yet, and so I don't think anyone in the party has directly seen this, although they might have been coming to go along with the dwarf originally.
I believe some of them did. Whoever missed one of the previous sessions, I think went for the
Yeah.
dwarves.
Oh, that's right. Yes, that would have been me. Yes.
But the main point being, so what are we looking at this bridge?
So I will dig out that section of the book.
And it's presumably strong enough to get across without too much problems. But
okay, so description of it is you see a magnificent looking lighthouse that has been freshly painted because dwarves do that.
Yes.
Not only did they get it back up and running with a new central mechanism to light the way, but they also painted the outside of it.
Speckled little cracks.
It looks pretty much brand new, like the day it was just built.
what about the bridge?
The bridge itself looks as if it has seen quite a lot of use recently. There are a few broken planks. Willie remembers taking across a box very much like this last time with the dwarves that was so heavy he almost went through a couple of times.
And how big is the bridge?
The bridge is spanning over 100 feet gap, hanging over, I'd probably say about 300-400 feet above the water below. You're on the top of a mountain ridge.
With that realization, my character has a light bulb moment,
Mm-hmm.
puts down the box, opens the box.
Yep, you see the lighthouse mechanism for the other lighthouse inside.
Okay, I close the box. I make self-justifications very, very quickly at light speed, and then put the box back on my shoulder.
Well, hey, you just rescued the other mechanism for them.
Exactly. Couldn't leave it behind, might have been hurt, might have been damaged. Can't do that.
Well, part of their reason for being here was to put up the lighthouses.
I'm a dwarf at heart.
When Cordark sees it, what he sees is a nice big condenser for turning cold water into fresh water.
I'm sure it can do multiple things. It was made by a dwarf after all.
So,
It's well designed and multitasking. I'm just going to duck to the bathroom as you guys make your way across the bridge.
Yes.
It's solid enough to take multiples of you at the same time.
Okay, so the Cordark's intent then would be we can potentially have the go to the tower because it's obviously fairly solid again.
Yep.
To put down the wounded as a base, but then he's certainly keen to then try and find a check back at the bridge, confirm whether it would carry a huge creature or whether we only have to worry about the small ones, because presumably they can't jump 100 feet.
I'd say worst comes to worst, if it's one of those bridges where you've got the 4 ropes with the, I guess, wooden planks between the bottom 2 ropes to form the actual bridge itself. Potentially, if we were to, if they were in danger and they were to cut 2 of the ropes on one side, that would stop the creatures from using the bridge, and yet still leave the bridge available for us to recreate sufficiently for the wounded and injured to use it to escape.
Yeah, we can certainly potentially weaken the bridge, but by the sound of it, I suspect, so we are talking effectively a rope and plank bridge, are we, Martin?
You are talking rope and plank bridge.
Yep.
Though if you do only cut one side, these creatures can climb, so they could technically run across a flat surface.
So So if you just had
It was hanging
the
on
two
the
ropes,
side.
if you had two ropes above each other, and the rest of it all sort of that, they could run across the actual ropes themselves.
They could possibly run across anything that's large enough for the surface for them to put their claws on.
The ropes.
Probably not the ropes, but if you still had the planks still hanging off there, they could probably go along the planks.
I think that we can work it out during the day, but assuming they're not going to attack us during the day now.
They have attacked during the day.
I know they have attacked during the day, yes.
Any disadvantage of that?
Not really.
Oh, shit. Okay.
It's just easy for you to see them. That's the only disadvantage.
Yeah.
I'm figuring that we've probably got some axes in the party and or the NPCs. That would then mean that we can fairly easily chop through the ropes at the time it's necessary. I'm tempted at the moment to leave the bridge as stable as possible until we need to destroy it in that sense.
With that, you have Graven, who is the head of the dwarves, Goldhammer, suggests why don't we just set up a pulling mechanism to drop the bridge and then reset it up if we need it.
More than happy for you to get that system that we can effectively lower the bridge and then we get back up again.
He has
More than happy.
most of the parts inside the box for the lighthouse, because that was how they're going to get it up to the top of the lighthouse.
Okay. Well, I will.
And there should be enough material in there to also create a rope ladder down to the sea.
Oh, I like that.
Okay, we have still got ropes and things like that anyway, so...
He does not think your ropes would be strong enough to take multiple people going down at the same time, but they have metal woven mesh ropes that they use for raising and lowering the mechanisms.
All good. Excellent. Certainly caught I thought is okay. So now we're on the island. As I said, we're going to put the wounded and basically stay at the base of the light, or in the base of the lighthouse where they'll be secure. Was it actually raining at the present time?
It is raining.
Okay. We'll put out some or hang out water skins, whatever type of stuff to try and capture. Or I can pull out some canvas sheeting from his portable hole, with the idea of capturing the water while it's there.
Is the box
and
waterproof?
It is.
So if we pull the bits out, we can use the box to contain the water.
You can.
Alright, we will do that.
All good.
If you've got those canvas sheets or whatever, if we create like obviously a larger surface area to catch as much of the rain as possible,
And
into the box,
the
and then we
dwarves-
can fill from the box.
Dwarves set up the building on the other side of the bridge as the connector point for the bridge properly, so they can detach and reattach from there. So we'll drop the bridge down to your side, so the creatures will have less things to damage. They're worried about getting back.
Yeah.
Takes them about 4 hours of careful work to do so without a lot of banging and banging.
Okay, so while that's going on then, after setting up the canvas, or at least pulling it out so that the humans, the others can set up canvas or whatever to catch water, Order's going to start investigating around the island to see if there's the best place to try and get down to the water level, like the sea level. If we then find out that okay, the dwarf can do steel rope to actually do it, but I expect they'll probably use most of that on the bridge itself. So
the safest way down is the southernmost point of the island, because there's you can go down in stages. Everywhere
It
else,
does have-
you
it
have
needs to be. Yep.
everywhere else you have to go straight down.
Yep. So
You could
yeah,
probably
so Corda will basically start trying to stick out the way down, and then probably worth. So how far down is it in the cliff zone? Or how long would it take to get up and down that side?
Well, you could probably get down in maybe a couple of rounds, but probably take maybe 10 rounds getting back up.
That's fine. If it got the order of minutes rather than hours, that's the main thing I was curious about. So, yep.
But if you're
I think
trying
it's got a combat tactic.
if you're trying to scale the sides, then it would require climbing gear and take probably half an hour to go up the sheer sides as you're doing rock climbing.
Yep.
Sorry, Martin. I'm going to need to head off. I've had a rough week this week. I need to get some sleep.
I can understand. You rest up.
Alright, see you guys.
See ya.
See you
Have a good
later.
night. Setting up that sort of stuff. What I will aim to, we'll basically get an assessment of exactly what it was that we have managed to carry into this site
Well, you
in the
find
tower, and basically,
you have 41 days of rations to go between 14 people.
We can scrounge while we're actually on the island, can't we?
Okay.
Hopefully we'll fast.
You have survival people who could potentially make it last longer, and plus you could eat half rations, so that way you might not feel full, but you don't go in starvation.
If you're not doing it for too long, hopefully you don't get minuses.
What I'm certainly not necessarily concerned about those sort of supplies in the immediate future. Hey, if we're alive in 3 days, then that's a win.
Yeah. Winning.
And in that 3 days, we certainly have done a lot anyway. So, there's I'm happy if the party's got other ideas, but Cordo's main thought at the moment would be basically setting this place up, this island up, to be as professional as possible during this first daylight hours, and potentially we're staying and resting here for at least 24 to 48 hours before really trying to move out and assess where we're up to. Because that'll also then find out whether or not anyone's actually burst out with other things coming out of their back of their head and stuff too. So,
Yeah, you know it can take 10 days for that to happen.
okay.
So
So I'm suggesting that all the walking wounded are basically being in the bottom of the lighthouse, being tended by someone with at least some potential skill. Probably who's that counts as that walking wounded. Considering if he trips over, he probably dies.
Come on, I have like 13 hit points, right?
Yep. Though if you
Yeah, but you're got wounded 3, so as soon as you're going to die, you're going to die in 4.
Yeah, 13 hit points is insta death for Doozer.
Yeah, yay.
Like, if you happen to trip off the edge of the island and even going down the shallow direction that Cordo found.
So, are we going to rest and let Doozer go from dying whatever the hell to none?
Well, you could
That's
have
the
someone do a
that's the
medicine
intent.
check on you. Do any of you have medicine?
I don't.
I mean, Cordo's trained in it. He's got a whole +8, so.
Well, as long as he gets 15, he can remove the wounded 3 condition, and that means Doosa can then die 3 more times.
Well, it also means that, like I say, if we're taking the break, Order can try and help himself as well, now that it's a new day, and get rid of his wounded condition and get up to above what he's currently on. He's on 17 hit points, but he's only wounded 1, not wounded 3.
And he could also work at repairing his shield.
Yeah.
Considering it's taken 20 damage.
Indeed.
Oh, yes,
But yeah, so as I say, unless people have got specific concerns that or things they want to do otherwise, Core Dark intent is we are resting up here, preparing for what we might hope might be at worst a night assault if they do decide to come at us again. Teaching Doomsday how to use a bow.
Oh no,
Or
don't
some
worry. Dusan knows how to use bows. He just does not know any.
some other missile weapon of some sort.
I'm sure Doosa would love to have more axes.
Yeah, but even the actors aren't all that effective if you're trying to cock a 100 foot cap.
Have we seen the effect of salt water on these creatures?
Not yet. No, you've tried some of it on there and it does seem to burn them like acid.
Do it like badly quickly, or is it just sort of like
It's sort of like someone pouring sulfuric acid on you.
Okay, so
Diluted doesn't really do much. Full strength does a lot.
And certainly if they end up falling in the water,
And it's
they're probably not coming out.
Seawater over salt water is more effective.
yeah, okay.
So salt water is like a diluted form of seawater.
There's got a whole lot of extra stuff for
Right, but the point is we've got time now to go on.
Oh no, I was just gonna say it's why it's good that there's stuck on an island they can't get off.
yes.
Well, that's when they come out at last, yes.
And that's when they evolve to wings.
Yeah. Or they wait for
they-
the ship to turn up and go, how you doing, guys? Actually took us, do we have any spare containers other than the box that brought us?
We've got water skins.
Do we? That don't have water in them?
Well, you've
Well-
got some that had the salt mixture put in them, so they got that salty aftertaste.
Okay. So,
It's okay.
can I grab those?
The water skins are, if the box isn't big enough and it's holding water, then that can be the source of water quite happily. And as I said, getting fresh water from salt water is not difficult.
No. It can be time consuming and annoying.
It takes time, but the point is if we're just docked here, we've got time to do it.
Okay, but what I'm looking for is actual salt water, so that we, hopefully at some point, can introduce them to it.
Yeah, no, well that's why I'm saying the fact that Bordar's having found the route down the island or down to the city, is the intent. He's going to actually effectively mark that trail so it's nice and clear and easy. Potentially bang some stakes in the bits where the handholds that might make it, if there's any trickier bits to actually get up and pass, particularly if you're carrying a couple of water skins over your shoulder tied together.
Are you talking about the far southern part of the island?
So
Yeah.
people can go up and down.
Or are you talking about where we are at the moment?
And I'm talking basically the southern tip of the island behind the lighthouse.
What would be F, if I can see it properly?
I don't know, C. We're at point C at the moment.
Yeah.
So I believe he's talking to that point particular.
Okay, cool. Alright, if
Um,
we can do that, yeah, I'm up for that.
Do
Yeah.
you think it's
That's
also
okay.
potentially possible to go around by the reefs at low tide?
That'll be a problem for the future,
Yeah.
or an opportunity for the future.
Not for the creatures, more for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that low tide doesn't go all the way to the edge. Some swimming involved.
So the idea being that we can go down and have water skins filled with seawater from there.
So let's do that.
Yep. Well, okay. So these are the sorts of things that Cordar's aiming to achieve today.
Yep.
On the idea that if we then survive the day, survive the night,
Yep.
tomorrow we can potentially do excursions back up to the witch light to see if there might be any extra supplies or containers or things like that still left up that way. Also others indeed, yes.
Yeah. Chances are slim, but you never know. What did you say to me, Cordo? We should be positively minded.
Well, at least loudly positive. It would make a mission I've got no concern about.
Well, you have Samaritha, the Elven Bard, basically saying she's organised her and the other 4 Cypher Mages that survived the Stampede. They're going to go around and start doing prestigitation to clean up everyone's stuff. So no matter what's happening, at least everyone will be clean and healthy.
We're feeling freshly showered and all that sort of stuff. So
it's amazing how freshly clean can make your morale so much better.
Well, it also they want to limit disease and spread of stuff, considering they don't have access to better facilities here, and being the mages, they're more likely to come down with whatever struck us here first.
My fortune save sucks.
It's also one of the things that when Cordar's going down to do his first run of the filling up a couple of water skins full of seawater, he's actually going to be deliberately going into the ocean to A, give himself a nice bath, but B, carefully wash out the site where he got bitten and things like that. Just to see, it's not expected to work, but hey, it can't hurt. Well, it'll probably really hurt to stop water into a wound, but hey.
I'm going to go with you, Cordar, and effectively I'll be assisting with the carrying of whatever salt water we can. But also I want to have a bit of a looky look at what happens when you stick yourself into salt water with one of those monsters inside you.
He'll probably also he'll deliberately actually drink some of the salt water as well while he's in there, just to allow him to throw it up again. So.
Good call.
Okay, so when you see him bathe the bite mark in it, you see black gunk start bubbling forth out of the wound.
Ew.
Ooh, okay, that would actually be a lot more effective and is it particularly, I'm guessing, pretty painful?
Quite painful. It sort of feels as if someone's stuck each of the bite marks with a hot poker and then basically lit you on fire underneath at the same time.
Okay. Obviously, Cordar being a big, tough, stoic warrior, won't scream, especially when he stuffs his fist in his mouth.
Yeah, biting down on it hurts, mommy.
But hey, afterwards you've got this nice burned area where the bite mark was.
It actually looks like a burn.
That actually looks like a very deep burn.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Damn, you know what we should have done, Cordar? What we should have done is have you stay outside of the salt water and get a gauge of how much actual salt water is required to affect that, so that we could then maybe apply it to our compatriots up the hill.
I'm sure you can do a
We'll live and
bucket.
learn. We'll live and learn.
Or well, okay, if you're thinking about...
Experiment on Doomsday.
Well, I'd like to, if you're talking to Cordo while we're down there, so I'm not certain that we need to be subtle about this, the others can all go for a big dip like I did.
Yeah, I'm just kind of considering that when we start to move further into the island, and some novice such as myself gets bitten by one of these creatures, it'd be good to know that we need a water skin full of salt water to affect a semi-cure or, half,
Well,
etc., etc.
I think the longer
Yes,
it is from
we will
when
certainly-
the fight happens, the more damage it will incur.
Yeah, well, yeah.
We'll certainly carry water, some seawater with us when we start exploring the island.
Oh, definitely.
And after a combat, the first step will be to wash out any bite. The next step will be get to the ocean shortly there afterwards and take a nice dip.
Good call. Good call.
Okay, so going back up to the top, do you convince Dusa to go down?
No. Hey, Dooza, I've got a cure for those bites for you right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cure me?
Cool. Show me your bite.
The question is Corda the best medic in the park in the group of 14 people at the moment?
You are the only medic in the group of 14 of them.
I've got.
Are you trained in medicine?
I got that.
You got the Pathfinder thing, but you're not trained in it.
No, I've got that. Yeah.
So to actually do the healing, you have to be trained. So yes,
and
you are the
none
sole
of the
medic.
NPCs are trained?
And none of them are trained. Their medics went on the stampede.
In which case then, I guess Corda, having realised that, he assumed that, hey, there should be people around that could have actually done the patching up and things like that. When he gets back up with the couple of water skins of seawater, along with Willie, he'll realise that, hang on, no, I'm actually doing the patching. I'm guessing Corda then will be busy for the day, at least the next few hours minimum, doing patching. Depending on how badly wounded and injured people are.
So do you patch up Dusa before you pour the water in there?
Probably not.
I didn't do it I didn't patch up me before I put the water on there. So I would suggest to do so that hang on, because
You did take damage.
I did, okay. In which case then, yes. Without necessarily trying to block the wound, well, the cleaning from seawater, I will do a medicine on Duka to get rid of the wounded condition, but also give her a few more hit points.
So
And
let's see if you roll at least a 15.
12 on the die, so 20 total.
20 total. Okay, so that is 2d8.
All 8.
I'm sure Dusa will feel super strong now for the next thing, but at least you've gotten rid of the wounded condition after that 10 minutes of
Yep.
work. That's what I like about that versus battle medicine. Battle medicine, while you can do it in an instant, doesn't get rid of wounded.
Makes
It
sense.
seems
So,
weird.
It's
How much-
specifically because one takes 10 minutes and they get rid of the wounded condition, but the other one can be done as an action and it does not.
how much damage did Corda actually take from his bath then?
He took 15 points.
Okay.
It was very painful.
Yep.
This is
Before he walked up the hill then,
Is that right? This is us
before he walked
curing
up back up the hill, he took 10 minutes to recover from his bath and did a heal on himself to get back 11, which puts him on 12. 13.
So, you ready, Dooza?
Bring it on.
All right. I put the water skin full of the salt water down around my crotch. Take the bung out of the water skin and I start spraying the salt water on the.
No. I could have start using no. take Doomsday and Parry out of the thing and fill up a couple of water skins and have a bath while you're down there.
That's right. Like this kid. I was doing a pantomime of pissing all over Deuce's arm or wherever Deuce was bitten. And every now and again I'll give it a bit of a flick so something gets in his face.
I'm sure Doozer appreciates this tremendously.
I don't know,
Oh,
Deuce
yeah.
wouldn't even recognise what's going on, would he?
I mean, apparently you're giving me a cure, so, you know.
Along with a bit of a golden shower as well, but, you know,
Well,
who needs to know that?
That goes with the whole stung by jellyfish thing. I'm sure it's similar.
Yeah. And when we finished with Doozer, assuming we've still got salt water.
So Doozer takes about 15 points of damage from that. So 15 points will go on there, bringing you down to 6 hit points.
Yay.
As you see, parts of Doozer's muscle burn away.
Parts of his what?
Muscle.
Oh, dude. Okay. I'll do the same to Parry.
Looking at Parry, you can't find the bite mark.
Was he ever bit?
Yeah.
So if we nude Parry up,
Doesn't take much to do that.
well,
Like I said,
he
take
tends to do it without
them
chicken
down the
brush.
ocean, they can go for a swim, have a drink while they're down there.
Yeah, I'll take Parry down to the water with me because I'm going to fill up water skins
Okay.
again, and get him to have a
He's
swim
probably going to
around.
feel like walking down there.
Don't give him the water.
He's more than happy to walk down there naked, I'm sure.
Probably. I'll fill the water skins up again and watch him have a shower, watch him bathe.
You can sort of see a bit of a multicolour blue bits under the skin here and there on Harry.
Really? Okay, that's interesting.
Doozer probably is not feeling great after
The blue bits under the
his
skin,
cure.
like, I don't know how Harry feels about this, but
Almost looks like little blue pimples.
yeah, but if we were to
Stab them.
pierce one, I mean, is he happy for me to do that? Because I'm pointing at okay, look, you know, this is not good.
Do you ask?
Yeah, of course I do.
Well, he's not here at the moment, so...
So he says, sure, Willie, I trust you with my life. You are my Buddhist companion. Truly, you are awesome. And I go, thank you, my friend. Your trust in me fills me with all manner of hope. And I burst one of the one of the people's.
Okay, as you stab the knife in, it moves.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah.
Oh crap! That's bad.
Get back.
My character goes, okay, stay still. We go. Drop into Tiger style, and I go, piercing strike. You know, basically,
Give me some attack rolls.
What was it called? It was, he gets the bug up his butt, and they're like, there's no time for lube! And he's like, there's always time for lube! Can't you see? We gotta take the leg. Don't cut the leg! It's moving towards his penis! Take the leg! Take the leg! Anyway. Okay, so what am I looking for? An attack roll?
Yes, attack roll.
12 and so 26.
Okay, so with the Tiger Slice, which is a slashing attack,
Yes.
you slice a big chunk of Harry's side open and stuff just starts floating out all over the place. Black and red and blue. And it starts boiling in the water.
How does Parry look?
Parry is trying to put on one of those
Toughest wizard in the
no to man looks as you see that really clenched jaw look, and I'm sure other parts are clenched too, but hey.
Okay, alright, I'm just going to watch it cleanse. And when the bubbling and the frothing stops, Okay.
The gate goes for a full 5 minutes of stuff pouring out.
So what? He ends up being like a deflated balloon, a parry-looking deflated balloon.
Well, he does have a sort of recess where you stabbed him.
Oh God. Okay.
Lucky you took Doosa down to carry him back up again.
That's gross. I'll have a look to see if there's anything else on him.
Okay, give me a perception roll. Well, he's not got much to hide.
Well, true. Oh, shit, that's right. 19, which is not 28.
You find 2 more places.
Oh, God. Alright. I'll go. Tell me when you feel like you're about to die, buddy. Stab! Stab! Yeah, 27. That's
Okay, so yes, you go to town on those blue spots. You've noticed that there is a very large cat in the water next to you, just watching. You realise you've called for him a couple of times.
Sorry, kitty, but this is just wrong.
He's just watching you.
It's wrong.
Though it seems to be flexing its claws as if it's someone to have a go to.
I got one left.
I'm sure the old saying of what's the worst that can happen.
I know, right?
So yeah, I have
He fixes everything. What's the worst that can happen?
Well, they could be having another conversation with Lord Hank.
Yes. Yes, very much so. Oh no!
Please tell
the
me
hell?
it's a reroll.
Is that good for us or bad for us? Well, Mr. Simpson, when have you ever seen that?
Just so you can see it nice and clearly. It can roll a 1 when I roll it.
Amazing.
Devin.
For us?
But the question is, what were you rolling for, or who was rolling?
He asked the cat to have a go.
Oh shit.
Can
So does that mean the
we
cat's going to have a go?
to use a
Or the cat has to
reroll?
go? That's how it goes.
Well, we don't get a re-roll. I don't know Martin gets a re-roll one of ours.
I thought we could give Martin an advantage roll.
So, Willie feels some claws right in the backside.
I look over. What are you doing?
Maybe he misunderstood you.
He was just practicing working out your anatomy. He didn't want to do it on the wheel target first.
As you realise the claws have gone in probably about 2 or 3 inches.
Yeah.
Won't be sitting on that one for a while.
Well, at least I'm in the ocean, so I'm not going to get. Hopefully, not going to get infected.
Often the cat.
No.
At least you won't be infected with alien stuff.
I guess I give the last
Yep.
thing. Another attack roll.
Another attack roll.
11, 25.
Okay. And as this one bursts open with a big bang, you actually see parts of it go at least 30 feet from you as a spray.
Ah.
Hard.
Okay.
And all the water lands in steams for at least 5 minutes.
That's gross.
And Parry looks exhausted and pretty much collapses in unconsciousness after having that much taken out of him.
Oh,
He really put himself into that one.
yeah. I'll pick him up, and well, after all, I'll make sure it doesn't drown. After it's clear that it's all washed and cleaned by the ocean, I'll drag Harry out onto the sand and grab up like water bottles of seawater. Look at Doozer and go, okay, let's head back up. That was gross. What the hell, Kitty?
He's not there anymore.
Just generally, what the hell, Kitty?
I'm assuming Duke also had a good bath in the seawater.
You feel another stab in the other bike. And it usually took a while for the cat to show up, but hey, when he did, he made himself good.
So we head back up.
You head back up. You do notice that Willie does have red stains down the back of his pants.
Hey Willie, is there something you want to tell us?
It's not hemorrhoids, it's the cat.
You sure about that?
Yeah. Ow.
How many of the NPCs need actual medicine?
All 10
Assuming they don't have many hit points to actually recover from, but
all 10 of them need medicine.
all 10 of them need some medicine?
They've all taken various hard knocks along the way.
Okay. Well, I'll roll to see if I get see how many 7s or less I get, see how many I kill.
Well, hey, if he does roll a 1, he can technically cause damage.
Well, actually, no, sorry, no. Well, it's actually not 7 or less. It's need a 15, so I need. Oh no, so I can't critically fail unless I roll a 1.
That's correct.
Because I've got +8, so I think yeah, hang on, what is it?
Yes, a 2 they'll just fail to do anything. And amusingly, he can just keep rotating through them until he's done them all, because it takes an hour to reset, and it takes 10 minutes per person.
And technically, if you're watching them, they actually get double their recovery back at price. But I'm assuming for most of these, a single successful medicine will actually get them right anyway. So.
Most of them are more than first level.
So
they're all more than first level? Oh, that's not so bad.
So we're effectively spending the day here healing up our NPC allies and waiting for...
And building up defence curves to ensure that it's going through. So, and maintaining a lookout to make sure that there's not actually an attack during the day in that sort of sense.
And the dwarf built a zip line from the other building across the place to allow someone to be watching from that side and to get back here quickly.
I'm going to get caught out to have a look at my ass when he gets a chance to.
You go around beginning to collecting additional wounds unnecessarily, you can wait in line.
Oh, they have to go last. I'm used to getting victimised by kitties.
You got to remember the fact that Dugu and I are currently on single-figure hit points.
Oh yeah.
After being healed.
I'm at least on double digits.
I don't believe you took much damage the last time.
No, I'm more talking about the damage to
the kitty.
Two kitties. I think I got a kitty last session.
I think so too.
Yeah.
You did call that goddammit a few times.
Yeah. So I'm three kitty caresses now.
Well, okay, Martin. First one I tried, got 8 hit points back. The second one got 14 on the die, but it was a natural 20, so there's actually, it's just 48, isn't it? But it's critical.
Yeah. When it's critical, it increases it by 2 dice.
Yeah. So the next one got 14, 18, 26. Third one, 11. Next still not 10. Fourth one, 4. Fifth one, 10. Sixth one, 11. And technically I'll be going around to do a more. So seventh one failed initially, so he can wait his turn. The eighth one, another natural 20, but unfortunately he rolled 3-1, got to 7, for a total of 10.
It could have been worse, could have been 2.
Exactly. Well, it would have been at least 4, because when I first rolled it, I rolled the 2d8 with the d20 at the same time. The first 2d8 were just 1s, like total of 2. 6 points, 9 points. I probably could be putting Uga and me and Willie in that rotation at some point as well, probably. So.
Yeah. Well, after getting most of them done up, they're happy to rest while you tend to the others who will probably be the front line if anything happens.
Yeah, okay. Certainly, I'm expecting that after a couple rounds, at least some of them are probably going to be almost fully healed anyway. So. And
at about a couple of hours after dawn, you see a elf wandering up the path from the middle of the island.
We recognise the elf?
Yes, you remember him from Runelords, his squabble.
Was he known to be with any of the parties we were with at the present time?
Yes, he did help you chase down the Dark Elf.
No, I meant like any of the 3 parties, like the Dark Elves, the Dwarves, or Owls, actually came here to the island.
He discussed coming here with you guys, but you never actually saw him on board the ship.
Okay. So we haven't actually seen him on the island. None of the 15 people here had seen him on the island previously, is that right?
That is correct.
Okay.
He also tended to come and go as he pleased, so very hard to tell if he came with you and was just nondescript.
Yep, that's right. I'm okay with that. Bordeaux probably not going to be the one that's actually doing the initial interaction, because he's busy doing the healing in the lighthouse. So I'm assuming it'll be either Dooza or, well, most likely Willie, because Dooza's probably staying around the lighthouse to get the regular patch up.
So, Willie...
and for the dwarves.
Apparently you're on bridge duty while this happens.
Fair enough.
He greets you as Sir Willie Kenobi, wife of Ruby Kenobi.
Greetings.
Of course, he gets the pronunciations wrong, but hey, he's an elf.
Character says, so, what are you doing?
I came to see how things were going.
Things are going great. Thanks for checking in.
You seem to have less of you than when you were on the ship.
Just different people differently. So we've got some here and some generally point vaguely.
Well, he saw many getting killed by strange blue beasts.
They were certainly challenging.
But much like Dark Elves, they didn't notice it.
How does that work?
He walked, they ignored him. Most people don't see him unless he wants them to.
Yeah, these things don't see as such. So, how did you move amongst them without them knowing you were there?
The trees are my
No, they see, they don't hear.
Trees are your friends. Okay. I'll look him over. He doesn't have some sort of religious symbol on him.
He does not. So I have a picture of him. Well, it has a head picture of him in this one.
Okay.
So he was there at the. You first met him when you had the were-rat situation. You got ambushed.
Yeah.
That's when you first met him, and he's sort of come and gone at various points since then. He led you to the archway underneath the Golden Goblin and that fight there. Not that he participated in any of the battles underneath.
Oh no, he's there to facilitate, not be involved. I understand.
But his magic does work on these beasts.
Okay.
Not that he can do much about it.
No. It's one thing to be unseen, it's another to eradicate.
He agrees. And as long as he doesn't bring their nose to him, he does not believe they will evolve to follow him.
No, I understand that. So you just sort of wandering around seeing what's going on?
He has investigated much.
Excellent. Do you know if there are any people alive on the island other than us at the moment?
Says yes. He pulls out a map that he gathered from somewhere. You realise that there were a couple of maps back at the...
Of course. Yeah.
But in the rush to grab supplies and stuff.
We would have grabbed what was important, and multiple of things like the map is probably not very important.
He shows where the impact site is on the map. He shows
Is
it is
that D or
D.
B?
It is D. B is where you had your battle.
Yes.
He notes G down as caves that go under the island.
Okay.
He notes E down as where a fortified encampment is, where some of the survivors made it to.
Ooh, really? Okay. That's good to know.
Seems the beasts aren't very good against strategy.
Well, we aren't either, so we're on a similar level it seems.
So say they have rigged many devices to distract and send them in different directions.
Okay.
He found it quite ingenious that they had a rotating truck that would continue going around in a circle over a large area. Just one would start off and stop, next one would start off and stop, and the creatures would just keep following it.
That is genius.
Especially coming from a bunch of thugs.
Dogs? Well, who's out there? They were the thiefy party guys who got in before we did.
Yep.
Ah!
And they used cunning.
Did they? I wish I could say the same, because we really didn't. Maybe catching up with them might not be a bad idea.
But they seem to have taken in survivors from your next exodus of your safety place.
Yeah.
You did not understand the strategy behind that.
There was none. So there's nothing to understand.
He did find it perplexing.
Yes. Okay. Well, is there anything that we can do for you?
Oh, he has come to see if anyone here is in need of elven healing.
What's involved?
Well, I would say normal healing, but normal healing seems so barbaric that he wouldn't really call it healing.
Okay. My character turns around and calls out. Dooza! Quarter! Wake the fuck up! Come here!
Ordar's certainly hasn't had the opportunity to go to sleep. He's too busy healing others.
Stop sleeping, you lazy bastard! Come here!
You see Corda covered in blood, still heading in your direction.
Ah, awesome.
Juice is probably like dead asleep.
The sleep of the dead. When Corda gets there, I go,
Almost literally.
this is our elven friend, he wants to help with healing.
Well, you see Corda popping his head out and, not popping his head out, starting to rush out with sword and shield, unarmoured, but sword and shield, because I'd be idea to think, well, obviously, you call it probably an attack. So.
So yes,
If it was a friendly situation, then I'm sure he would have got one of the other NPCs that was with him to actually just walk back and say, hey, we've got something to do.
there's no one with him at the moment because they're all going through the healing process.
Yeah. Actually, what I'll say is to the guy, look, you've got elf healing. I put my pants down, I bend over, I go, what can you do about this?
He looks at it and goes, interesting.
Yeah.
Why do you have lines in your buttocks?
I know, right?
Do you wish them to be visible when it's finished?
No. Please. No. Not at all. Why? Yeah. It'll just raise questions with my wife. It'll just get weird. And weirder than normal when I catch up with my wife.
Yes, he has met many Chalasians.
Yeah. My wife is... I think even amongst them, she's special.
Well, she chose you. She must be.
I know, right? So she's on good taste.
So he starts pulling out a surgeon's kit.
Awesome. I'm standing there. So, tell me about yourself, eh? You know, you got a family? No, wife. What about kids? As he's stitching on my ass.
Yes, I'm sure it is an interesting sensation having your butt worked on while talking to the person working on it.
No, I kind of, even though you try to keep a good sense of humor, I think it's like when you go to a doctor and he just goes, you know, pulls on his rubber glove, he's like, just try to relax. You know?
Bend over and think of home.
Yeah, think of home. But of course, once...
What was that thing before about like a glue?
Yes, there's always time for glue. And then once, assuming he's finished,
He does talk about how he's forbidden to have family. Part of his quest as a light bringer to stop the Dark Elves in their quest for... He pauses. He doesn't actually believe they have a goal in their quest except causing chaos, murder, mayhem, misery, hardship. They definitely fit into this region of sin.
I think one of the computer games for 3.5 Pathfinder had Dark Elves, and they didn't seem to have much to say other than they can cause all kinds of fucking shit.
Because all the Dark Elves in the Pathfinder setting are twisted, cursed elves.
Nice.
And any elf can become a Dark Elf if they get angry. If you anger an elf, you can turn them into... There are no good Dark Elves.
It's like you've gone to the dark side.
Literally. And they went that way by delving too deep.
And, okay, if you get into deep conversations with Cordar, he'll explain that's definitely true. It can happen to him.
What, you're a dark elf?
I got better.
Really?
Yep, they made him angry enough to start to turn. And then he lost all his elvenness.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
He lost his half elf.
That's why he was, he's been fully human for, well, probably most of the time Willie's actually known him.
Yeah.
Except for the time, obviously, when we were in Thassilonian going through training.
Yeah, and I vaguely remember you keep saying, I want to be an elf, I want to be an elf.
Exactly.
So if you had had
If you had spent enough time under moonlight, but
if the human part had been taken at the time, you would have been a Dark Elf. And then murdered the party.
yes, my half-human heritage potentially saved us.
Once he's finished working my ass, I'll indicate the tower, so any help you can provide would be greatly appreciated. And when the others wake up, then we'll be heading down to, again, further down to the south, further south part of the island.
He whistles and you see two dogs come out of the bushes nearby.
Is it puppies? puppies?
Yes.
Yeah. Your wife said, don't tell Doomsday that I said this, but she's going to love you. He's going to love you for bringing puppies back.
Well, hey, he does know that there are some orcs who change sex at high emotions.
You're missing an important question there too.
Because I don't understand, and I don't need to. But as a puppy's going to like it, if I do it that, we can scratch it.
But the important question where is that what do the puppies look like? Are they still the zombie form or are they looking better?
They are looking better.
Ah,
Well, he is an
Elven healing really don't know.
He is an elven healer after all.
I suggest that he go and bask in the joy of Doozer and potentially help the whoever's left with his help.
As he walks off, you don't hear his footfalls.
Yeah,
He doesn't even disturb the bridge or the way over.
I'm actually, as he's doing it, I'm trying to work out why. And then I'm watching as he walks to see, who's it? He does that whole, the way he walks to, keep perfect balance and.
Well, he just seems to you it looks casual walking.
Yeah.
And he's just stepping in the perfect spot every time.
When you're good at something, it just looks natural. When you're complete numpty like my character, you got to really try.
And you realise from the discussion he's probably about 200-300 years old. And has been in the outside world from the old communities for most of that. Hunting the Dark Elves.
So would he be a warrior? Is that how he comes across, or would he be some sort of more religious-y type individual?
You think more along the lines of religious assassin?
Just okay.
There is a reason why he knows his enemy quite well.
I believe the more politically correct term is Inquisitor.
Is what?
Inquisitor.
Inquisitor.
Because he finds the heretical elves and disposes of them.
Again, same thing for 2.5 years. Anyway, so I continue to watch as he moves to
You hear the creaking of the bridge from the normal winds, but that's it. Not even the puppies are making a sound as they go.
Actually, while I'm waiting, my character starts to sort of try to move around silently. I mean, I've got.
You hear him call over his shoulder, try it on paper, it works well.
Yes. I've got thievery as stealth at quite high levels, but yeah, no near like these. Yeah. I mean, practice don't do it.
Okay, Doozer wakes up to a wet face.
Doozer wonders why his face is wet.
Swallowing kisses, I think.
As soon as he opens his eyes, he doesn't wonder anymore. There are two puppies looking at profusely.
Doozer jumps up in excitement and play wrestles with his puppies.
Okay, give me a perception roll.
A perception roll. It's pretty good. Where's my perception? 28.
You notice that neither of them have the Lamistu scars on them anymore.
You guys have been fixed.
You hear a voice from behind them going, I can do that too. I'm
So you're not going to breed them anymore?
No, not that kind of fix. They don't have that stupid scars from that temple anymore. How?
He says elven magic. Elven healing.
Do I recognize the elf?
Yes, you've met Qualva before. He saved you from the were rats and led you to the drow under the Golden Goblin.
Ah, yes, I remember you. Long time no see. You healed my dogs?
Well, they needed healing. Why would he deny them healing?
Oh, you are an absolute legend.
You can understand why it took you so much time to try to do it.
Yes, I'm not one for the healing, and I've been trying to work out how to do it for quite some time. Do you need any gold or anything in thank you for this?
He says no, and then just turns and walks away.
Ah, okay, well, these are...
Well, it's not the first time he's done stuff to help you and never asked for anything or anything.
That's true, but there's still a little shelf-locked from it, so...
There, as you sort of aware of stuff, you just don't notice where he's gone. He just started walking away and then he's not there anymore.
Oh, where did he go? He was just there.
Give me another perception.
27.
Nope, not there. Can't see him.
No.
Not even tracks on the ground.
Oh, okay.
He's specialized.
I will have to think of something to give him next time I see him that may aid him in his quest if I remembered what that was.
You probably do. His whole purpose in life is to hunt the Dark Elves, the corrupted elves.
I presume information on said Dark Elves would be
For most people, Dark Elves don't exist. They're a fairy tale or a myth. I don't know whether... Has anyone in the party actually met Dark Elf yet?
Yes, most of them did when you fought them.
Yeah.
Because when Cordar turned into half drow for a little bit was during that battle.
Yes, there was a Dark Elf there at the same time. That's right. Yep.
Dark Elves are believable as the Sandpoint devil for most people. Completely never happened.
We have actually seen...
Yes. I think I knew Cordar had, I couldn't remember who else in the party had actually got Dark Elves yet.
I believe you met them after the party had rejoined.
But I remember Bellas was certainly there.
Bellas was there.
I couldn't remember who else was. Yeah, but I couldn't remember who else was.
Parry, Dusa, and
yeah, okay, so like so, if we've got the party joined, then obviously, yep, that's all cool.
Okay, so yes, you've now got your puppies back. You still haven't had a long rest.
That's probably next on the agenda.
Oh hey, it will take you soon to sunset to do that.
Yeah, well, certainly, as far as Cordar was concerned, that was the plan. We were staying here till the next morning, if hopefully quietly, but otherwise we have to defend. But he's also still wandering from patient to patient, probably about 3/4 asleep at this stage. Trying to make sure that they're as fit and healthy as can be.
So as you're wondering, you realise that some of the patients have been attended to by someone else.
Cordar probably just thinks he's forgetting who he's actually seen or not seen. Because it's been a bloody long day for him. Yesterday we were marching along, we got attacked, we ran back to the tower, then had all night in the fighting in the tower.
Well,
away over here.
you find that all your wrappings have been taken off some of the people, and different wrappings have been put on.
Okay.
Looks a lot neater than what you did.
It wouldn't be hard at the present time, or even at the beginning of the time.
The only reason it's noticeable is your wrappings are still there on the ground.
What probably look around the field and say, didn't think anyone else would volunteer for this team.
Okay, so it gets to nightfall after you guys having a really weird day. Half awake, half asleep, dealing with over-enthusiastic puppies.
Well, probably the important thing would be that, actually, Corda never saw Koala, whether or not Koala actually did any healing on Corda or Dooza.
Probably while they were asleep and resting.
Okay. So, certainly after a few hours of it would have touched up, particularly if Corda then starts noticing, hang on, something weird going on, okay. Obviously it's time I was asleep, I'm starting to hallucinate.
And when Corda wakes up, he is freshly bandaged and feels on top of the world.
Marvellous. I like those sort of greens. So it's effectively Corda and Dukes are back at maximum again, like does it count as having continuous healing?
It does, and also the fact that you've got someone who is quite skilled at healing, having to go at both of you.
Yep.
So he ended up doing the 20 plus 2d8 healing.
Okay. And well, like I said, if he does hang around,
He's a trained healer. You cut out in the middle of that, Jeremy.
I was going to say, if he does hang around for an hour, then they automatically double the amount of healing they do. And as a trained healer, I expect he probably got the continuous recovery beat, which would mean he doesn't even have to wait for an hour to actually do healing again. He can, every 10 minutes he can do the healing on someone.
Okay, so yes, by the time Dooza, Willie, and Corda wake up, they are patched and healed. And it's nightfall.
He'd already patched my ass, so I'm good.
He did the rest of you just to make sure. While you were sleeping.
Well,
I'm not creepy at all.
I'm not sleeping. I'm not looking after the bridge, so, you know. And I was actually thinking that I'd give it 3 hours, and then every guesstimating 10 minutes, I'd be like, thanks for that, have a good day. Just on because I'm never going to see you leave, but I thought I'll do it just on the off chance that, you know,
Every now and then you get, you're welcome.
I was like, I'll pretend I can see him, and maybe it'll weird him out, freak him out.
Well, in that, so Corda effectively wakes up in the evening and feeling a lot better. Then, so you'll try and find out exactly what happened or who arrived or things like that. He'll also then be, well, we can have what for the evening, and Corda will aim to actually do some repair on his shield to try and patch it up a bit and make it a bit better.
Okay, you find your shield's missing.
Okay. Well, so I'm going to be looking through the rest of my gear then and finding out if anything else is missing.
The rest of your gear seems to be there.
Cordo will say, who the hell stole my shield? He doesn't need to fix it.
Okay, you hear a gruff voice going, Goldhammer over here was just in the middle of fixing it now that he can hit things without drawing those beasts. They've been practicing all afternoon and no creatures have come no matter how hard they hit the ground.
We also got rid of the homing beacons we had in ourselves as well.
The infestation.
Cordo's aware of that because he's the one that found out how to do it.
And you find that your shield has been expertly repaired.
Okay, as soon as Goldhammer pulled out to into the gun. Apologies, sir, it's been a very long day. Thank you.
Well, you've been healing everyone, so we thought you'd heal your shield. It's the least you can do.
Presumably, he'd be able to fix the magical shield a lot better than Cordo could, so.
Though you do find that Parry has been drawing a picture in one of his books. It's a picture of Willie standing on the near the bridge with his pants down. And an elf just sitting right at that height. So it seems you've actually made it to Parry's notebook.
I'm sure Cordo doesn't see that because he has no anything in Parry's notebook. Ever.
Unfortunately, Parry said, "Look at this," and you're just like, "No." Oh. As it does entitle some humour through the syllables.
Well, okay, if Cordo's forced to look at it and it's actually a good likeness or good image, then he will hide. So I don't recognise that well, or maybe I do recognise the elf as a really good likeness, but I'm not sure that Cordo actually met Quala.
He is a good likeness, and you have met Quala before, because he's the one who led you to where you became a half-drow.
Okay. I thought they were coming to Magdamar.
That was under Runelords. Because you reached the archway that goes over Runelords Harbour, which was where
okay, I do recall, that's right.
Rune artifact.
Yep.
As it ripped out of his arm.
When people are up, I'm going to say we need to go down to where position G and E are. There's a fair whack, from what I've heard, there's a fair whack of survivors at E, and G might be a position where we could possibly take the fight to whatever the hell these creatures are.
As you see, you have Unroll next to Willie and Bob just sitting there.
Yeah.
Sorry, the Quala was sitting in the room?
Only once you notice the map roll out.
Okay. Right, okay, Cordo's about to say, how do you know these people? Oh. Well, we're not doing anything about it tonight. Yeah, in the morning?
I'm thinking first thing in the morning, assuming we're still alive, we head down there.
He says the encampment at E is well protected. Protected by lethal countermeasures.
So we make down there quickly, we should be relatively safe.
Stick to the road.
Yeah.
So, that's a good point. Yes, we can stay on the road, and we don't need to go investigating cracks of humans being chased by unknown aliens down the hill this time.
Yes.
And so, what's this spot here, pointing to the one you mentioned was G?
That is caves that lead under the island.
Potentially a way to get into the nest without.
You suspect the cave might actually lead up under the crater?
Yes.
But there are no signs the creatures came from the cave.
No, but that's not. Dos. But rather than go in through the front door, which is D, if we go through G, potentially.
They come from behind.
Well,
He says glancing down.
yes. Well, I'm not sitting yet. There's still got stitches.
Visually it hasn't hurt.
Okay.
He didn't buy enough lube. He didn't have time for lube.
And then, but first we should go to E, just to consolidate our forces.
Yeah. I especially think if the caves are underground, is the entrance up near the road or is the...
The entrance is at the waterline.
Oh, it's going to take some... We're going to try and find a way down to it anyway, so...
It'll be good. It'll be fun.
But, yes.
He has explored the entry.
Think positively, buddy.
In looking at Carla, the idea, so you've managed to explore much of this island?
He has explored.
When did you arrive here?
He came with you on the boat, he said, but like most of your kind, you are very observant.
Or we had other things on our mind?
He just looks at you and going, maybe.
Well, he's very pleased to have you with us, thank you.
He doesn't seem to have much in the way of a sense of humor.
Like most girls.
And so, do you know then exactly what force of these alien creatures is on the island?
It says many, but they move with lots of sound. You can feel them moving through the ground.
So you find it simple to avoid them?
Quite easy. The trees provide much in the way of nourishment as well as movement.
Speaking of which, is there actually, have we seen much evidence of animal life on the island at all?
You have seen the X-Pix last session. So there must be a level of low-level animals to support that.
Yeah, I think so. Like the idea from a survival perspective, we're likely to be able to find rabbits or possibly even deer or something like that sort of stuff, maybe on the island. So.
And the Akata don't hunt animals. They don't provide the nourishment they need.
Have you found a source of fresh water on the island?
Many, he says, and he describes how he finds them in the leaves and up the trees. As if that was, as common as finding a wine bottle in the middle of a street.
Oh, okay. Like, Cord, I'm perfectly accepting of the idea, yep. There's certainly enough water coming off the leaves of trees to live off. But he's used to doing it for himself, not necessarily finding enough for everybody else. So.
He looks quite healthy considering he's been traversing through a monster-infested forest.
Particularly if the rain's gone most of the day, then we've probably got enough water in the box for quite some time anyway. So, and after what we saw the results of the effect of bathing in the seawater, Definitely the expectation is everyone has daily baths in the sea water.
How does Paddy look?
He still looks pretty messed up, but a lot better now. At least had some Melbourne healing.
That was gross.
But hey, when you pop a boil,
Yeah, I know. Especially when the boil's like.
it had grown in him unlike everyone else. You got to stage 2 to take it.
Yeah, but he let that happen.
Did he?
Yeah. He was given the chance for saving throw, and he said, "I let that happen."
Yeah.
He wanted to communicate from better.
Oh, okay.
They said it would have been slowly tried to attach to the stem of his submarine and open up proper communication.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay, so are we ready to wait until first thing in the morning and then?
That is what they become after they had their brain popped.
Yay.
They actually have a proper name. Void Zombie.
Void Zombie.
Yeah. From the book of the official thing.
As in, zombies of the great void beyond the stars. That's like a player and a character, but the idea, the intent is we're resting for the evening. We'll certainly discuss, thankfully later in the evening, because we spent most of the day asleep, but we still want to try and get some sleep early, type stuff. Obviously, with what is happening, but hopefully there's enough, like 15 people in the party, plus, well, 15 now on the island, if we can trust pilot to hang around for what overnight. To maintain a couple personnel on what the beach all night, throughout the day. And yeah, make the plans of, okay, yep, we'll set out in the morning to go back to quick flight, so see if there's any obvious things that can be collected or things like that immediately, and move on to the other campsite.
Okay, so with the dawn of the next day, there's the sound of thunderclaps. As you then hear the Doomsday has 89 days echoing from the clouds above.
Now, Ordog's slightly more awake and alert this morning than he was yesterday morning. He previously, it wasn't actually heard from the sky, was it? It was actually a voice in our head, wasn't it?
You had audibly heard it as far as you can tell, but it could have been in your heads and not really know.
Okay. That's fine. If it wasn't audible thing before, that's fine. I had for some reason I was thinking that it was.
The cat's always spoke in your head. The cat's always spoke in your head, the never spoke out loud. And after the sounds of thunder, rain starts again.
Oh, we will make sure that the catchment system is set up and.
Well, you would expect it to be a lot harder for the creatures to track you during rainfall.
I'm holding.
Yeah.
Because the ground's getting hit all over the place.
Hopefully we can find some sort of semi-cushion. Maybe.
And as these creatures can exist in the void, they don't really follow by scent. But your evidence finally made it back.
Hello.
Did you need assistance? I believe that's a yes.
Okay, go give her a hand.
So yes, you've got nice downpour of rain to clean everything and make it far more muggy for the day.
Hey, lucky we can deal with.
Okay, so are you just taking the party with you and leaving the survivors back at the lighthouse in their defensible position?
Okay, certainly the majority can stay back at the lighthouse in the second position. Potentially, it's worth bringing some of them with us so that when we go back to Witchlight and do a bit of a sift through for any sort of usable equipment, not necessarily just looking for food this time, but other usable equipment, towels that might still be in one piece, other containers or things like that can hold water and or key water.
Well, when you make it back to Witchlight, you find that the buildings and all the materials stored within have been pushed over the cliff.
Right.
So they've also been busy.
Yeah, not surprising, but hey.
But hey, at least you weren't inside it when they did it.
And I'm pretty certain we actually looked at a lot of the other buildings to see what might have been worthwhile in those stories, didn't we?
You
And
had,
took it into the
even the
Resurgeance tower.
even though the remainders of those buildings have been pushed over the cliff as well.
Oh, okay, right.
They basically pushed the entirety of Witchlight over the edge.
Right. Okay, well, I guess on the plus side, we don't spend too much time searching around looking for useful bits and pieces.
Well, you almost walked past where it was until you realised this is where the three paths meet. Because it looked like there was a fourth path by the amount of drag marks pushing everything over the edge. You think it would have taken them many hours to do? And now you have one less place to retreat to.
Well,
It wasn't very defensible anyway, as we've found out.
And you can see down where the piers and the buildings are at the bottom area, the piers and the buildings are both gone.
oh, you mean like at the harbour area where we first arrived?
At area A, which you can see from where you are.
Yep, okay. Okay. Well, it might be worth doing an investigation along the pole to actually get to the base of the cliff below Witchlight. See what might be recoverable from down there, but that's certainly a tomorrow and or future job.
On the bright side, you don't have to collect the light for the light tower.
No, that's right. Well, okay, so I don't know whether or not any of the NPCs that came with us or not, but if we did, then I will suggest that either they can head back to the lighthouse, because there's not much to carry in, or if they want to come with us, they're welcome, but yes.
They believe they'll head back just to make sure that the others know what's happened, because they're expecting them.
Yep.
They'd rather them not come looking to assist and then get lost.
Happy with that? Like I said, so caught up was privately hoping that they would definitely be going back. But
They are survivors, they survive somehow. They'll continue to try to survive.
And then, yeah, so basically, if they go back, you'll say, great, yep, okay, don't make sure to keep a watch on the bridge and the pulley system, and hey, if we find it, if you get anything more to actually keep gathering up the sea water from down the bottom, it's worth bringing up more if it's available.
They will work on what they can. Okay, so you continue your stroll along the ridgetop.
I don't expect it to be anything, but I'm assuming that amongst the ruins of Witchlight, or the non-ruins of Witchlight, that we can't find any specific tracks of a sort of small dwarf or a human druid, is it?
Not since it's rained and it's been
And
two
all
days
the
of
people
rain.
pushing stuff around. Yeah, I didn't expect that.
Okay, so you make your way across the top of the ridge line, and eventually you make your way to the encampment.
And who's actually with it at the present time? Just the three of it?
You also have Koala when you occasionally
I'll
notice
think
him.
up.
And I do mean occasionally notice him, because sometimes you're looking for him, you can't see him.
Okay.
So coming into Area E, there are only 2 buildings here, but there are quite a lot of tents.
As we approach, or sort of there, or particularly if you see Koala on the way to us, if you mention that this place was trapped or protected, is it you're aware of as we approach? Who are they?
They are brigands and thieves. Typical humans, he says.
Racist.
Well, looks at you and says you are atypical. Exceptional.
Did he describe to me in more detail at all at any point? Thanks for asking about it. On the idea of those who might know Runelords, you can say, Ordar certainly hasn't spent a lot of time here to get to know many of the locals, but whether or not there's a recognition of if anyone knows or understands who it might be, based upon what Koala might be able to tell us.
His response is human male, he believes. Hard to tell.
Alright.
He never really went into alien studies.
Okay. Thought I was more the idea from what he was able to describe or but I'm happy that there's not enough info. Okay.
But he would normally refer to them as the shirtless gang.
That's right on Harry's alley.
I was going to say, does that mean anything to any of the other party members? I'm assuming it wouldn't record that.
Well, you would know labourers would generally remove their upper clothing to work.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. That is it. So it doesn't narrow it down to the corner. And so, well, what about defences or you mentioned there were traps or protections? Anything we should be aware of?
Don't leave the path.
It's down the road from what we were told.
Yep.
If we move down the road slowly, theoretically being human or being humanoid and not these monsters, they're likely to identify themselves and all the traps that we're likely to step into, so that might be our best way of moving forward.
Well, I've got no problem with that. It's a case of, yeah, if they deliberately not trap the road, then that's easy. And we don't really know who they are. A friendly reception, but yes, as you say, we are not aliens, which is probably a good step up.
Okay, so as you come in, you recognise Zinch's flag hanging above the group. As that is one of the warlords of Runelords.
Was he one of the groups that we knew had left Runelords to try and get here at all?
He was.
Because I remember there were like the 5 group or something.
He was one of the first to head off.
Right. Okay. So we knew he headed off, but he's not one we caught up with at all previously. So.
As you see him and some of his crew, that they definitely make the term beefcake.
Oh, so they're right up Dooze's alley. Never mind Parry.
So again, the fact that Dooze and Parry and Willie have spent more time in Runelords, recognising this killer warlord. Do they have an indication as to the likely reception?
They're going to be friendly.
Yes. Every time you've seen him, he's never been shirtless.
He's never been shirtless.
He's never been shirtless. He's always, you never seen his muscles, you never saw exactly how well built he was. Always wore dumpy clothing.
But that's changed.
Well, you've never actually seen him work.
He sounds like shit went south.
And you also think that he hides from the public his capabilities.
Of course. You want a bit of mystery. You don't want people to know you do A, B, and C. So, yeah. But life and death will make you do these things.
And he has an axe almost the same size as Dooze's. Except this one seems to be an elaborate eating blade.
The size of my two-handed or the size of my
I'm assuming he's two-handed.
You're two-handed.
my two-handed?
Well, regardless, I'm gonna
And is he human?
He is human.
Yeah.
openly walk in. Ryan, my view isn't that we're enemies. We are allies that have to happen, and we can work out our problems at some later point when alien monsters aren't trying to get our faces.
He says, Mr. Kenobi, glad to see you. You mind just standing there for a moment?
Sure.
Someone throws a bucket of salt water on you.
Ah! Yes.
Thanks.
Yeah. I point out and say yes. Bites have happened to this and this and this, and we've got a hand up on the thing and say they've been cleansed. We do know that that's a thing that needs to happen. So please don't waste your resources on us any further.
As you turn to the left, you see a guy with a sledgehammer. With its arm as big as you are tall. Basically a huge maul.
Yeah.
And he actually
Again.
seems taller than you.
Wow.
Are we talking human again, or are we talking troll?
Human. You recognize him as having run with Jump Punch.
I introduced myself. So you're a somebody who's trained under Master Jump Punch?
Yes, he couldn't get low enough for the master. So he moved on to something a little more to his liking.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Now when he strikes low, he strikes hard.
Yes. So we are in the same situation as you and your people. We would at least at this point like to join forces.
So sure, considering we have a number of your people with us.
I have heard.
He doesn't recommend your defensive strategy. It is very much inadequate for such a situation.
I heard you guys have been exceptionally successful in defending yourselves against these creatures.
We treat everything that moves as hostile.
That's certainly a good place to start, yes. But my focus is, again, thank you much for your assistance with our wayward members.
We see a bunch of people digging ditches around the camp. They look like they have spikes in them, pointing away. And then there seems to be 2 or 3 ranks of them. Well, they look ready to pick up and make their way into camp at a moment's notice, and there seems to be 2 towers scanning the area, and they've cleared trees for at least a mile around the camp. And it's sort of amusing to think that this comes from what's considered a thug and a failed monk.
No.
And what kind of numbers of personnel are we talking about?
Okay, looking at it, you're looking at close to 100 people here, with probably 50 to 60 of them being coming from Xerxes' people. So you think only about 30 of them of the 60 that ran got here.
Okay, that's actually still quite a lot more than I was expecting.
Yeah.
But it also means then that they've had big influx, they've had a 50% increase in the size of their campsite in the last 24 hours.
And you also notice familiar looking axe beaks as part of the camp.
What's that about?
Oh, we brought them to help hunt.
And the
They disappeared.
you may not. As a player, Peter, you remember that the Sandpoint devil came with axe beaks
Yes.
when it came to attack the castle, the Witchlight.
Yep.
The axe beaks seem to be able to tell when those creatures are amassing to attack.
And did you notice them missing last night?
I said they went missing 2 nights ago.
Oh, 2 nights ago, sorry. Do you have any horses here?
Horses would not really be suitable on such an island, he says. Axe beaks far more useful for going up and down mountainsides.
Hmm.
Can you ride them?
Says yes.
Really?
With care. If they don't like you, you might not have any legs left.
That's pretty cool. Okay.
Though he has a tendency to feed them coffee because that keeps them up all night. It makes them really not anything that there is.
Why am I getting nightmares that I shouldn't be getting?
Well, you didn't want that behaviour, he wants that behaviour.
Yeah. So the axe beaks in this setting don't look nearly as deadly as the ones in D&D. They probably are, don't get me wrong, they probably are. But their pictures is cool.
Yeah, but like Tim said, they do not look anywhere near as deadly.
But they do look more believably realistic.
Well, yeah, true.
They look more like my namesake in D&D as Chocobo, just not yellow.
And yes, he seems to be quite good at marshalling everyone to do what he says. Well, he was quite a warlord.
Yes.
You don't get to be one of those and not be able to lead people.
So what happened to your section of Riddle Portal? Was it one of the parts that went under?
He we'll get back to that once he finishes mining the star metals here.
You're mining it now.
Well,
That's what he came here for.
he came to mine it, but he's just going to make sure he gets rid of the creatures here. The easiest way to tell if someone's been taken too far by one of these creatures, they can't hear a word you're saying.
Okay.
He looks at you with his weapon half out. It's like it just jumps into his hand.
I don't think I pat sort of Kodar on the shoulder and like I don't think you want to test him on this one.
He sort of looks like just as much as the axe beaks that have been up for a week straight. He looks like he might have been up for a week straight as well.
Have you guys faced many attacks from these?
What do you think of as many?
I list out the horde that we had facing us 2 or 3 nights ago.
Oh, that's so you're talking about one attack. Yes, we'll face at least one attack.
Down at F. Was that ever raised with anybody? Is that something we were aware of?
That was where they were supposed to be putting the next beacon. Because that's where all the passes.
And the intent was that when we first got here, we got to Wicklight. When we were going off and exploring the crater, the dwarves and mates were going down to sea to fix that first lighthouse, and then they were going to go and do F the following day.
He does say
that
F seems to be the centre of undead activity on the island. There's a creature that stalks the night.
At the point of the base of the other point.
Yeah, at F.
At F? Okay.
His weapons have no effect on it.
Can you describe whatever it is?
Feels like Pokemon.
You're not talking about the zombie, the returning people that have been infected?
No, it seems to consume the zombies as well.
Okay. Well, that's right, we weren't planning on getting the lighthouse back and running immediately anyway, so...
Well, is that possibly an ally?
I don't think he cares about living. As most of those it consumes seem to wander back up in shadows. He keeps them at bay by putting up light around the camp. He doesn't seem to like it.
We're looking to advance to G. The caves.
Eventually.
This is what caves.
Further apart, near the water's edge. The caves.
That just sounds nasty.
Yes, but we are at some point going to have to walk through said caves, and hopefully they'll let us come up behind our potential enemies. The creatures. Hopefully.
Martin, before you respond to that one, so 26 on a trained religion check. On the description he gave of the creature doesn't like life or light. I'm guessing undead.
You definitely think undead. Do you think wraith?
Okay, right.
So a wraith would make wraiths from those it kills, and apparently
Yep.
he can do so from the void zombies. So the void zombies are different than normal zombies, because they're more of an aberration than an undead. Interesting thing to know.
It is.
It says, so, he will be happy to help you with the caves if you can help him with gathering the notebook, the map star. It says these creatures that have sprung up are only springing up from a specific type of star.
Really? These blue creatures? Just joining them. Releases the star metal?
No, they are rated like ticks on the back of a deer.
Ah, so you're talking about D.
Yes.
Okay, we're actually hoping that G will lead us under D.
This is unlikely. He reckons that D will have collapsed all the grounds underneath it.
Yes, but the expectation might be that with the creatures potentially digging paths underneath those.
He's not seen any D.
No, that's because they're on the surface immediately.
There is that, and he had fought them back to the crater multiple times, and they seem to get stronger the closer they get to the star, and seem to be able to develop better tactics the more you fight with them.
And at no point did they ever come out of the ground behind you?
No.
Okay, well, that was my view.
I would love to have defeated a queen on the ground, but he does not believe they have a queen. It seems to be a shared intelligence. And the more of them there are, the more intelligent they become. And the bigger ones have the greater share of that intellect. He expects at some point one of them is going to be big enough to pick up the rock and take it with him.
So a moving army of star metal beasties.
Yes, they heal in proximity to his radiation. All metals that come from space generally carry death around it.
Oh my god.
Well, that is the death of the body in one shape or another.
So do we head for D or do we head for G?
He recommends G in the hopes that you are right and he's wrong.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like that's going to be the way it's going to work out, but the cave's got to be something.
Well, the point is the cave may be a spot of a more defensible location because.
Well, E looks pretty good as a defensible location to me. I think.
Yes, but it requires a lot of work to maintain because it's out in the middle of the, like on the pathway. There's no particular natural defensive location here.
I think and forms itself in a natural defensive position.
Well, no, it's an artificial defensive position that's set up. But considering they set it up,
Really good defensive position.
considering they set it up to hold about 40 to 50 people, it's not necessarily entirely suitable for the 70 or 90 or whatever people you're in now.
Seems pretty good to me. I mean, would you suggest that they go elsewhere, or I mean, are you...
I don't know, I'm suggesting that if there are caves that are on the water's edge, that have no back doors or entrances, so therefore there's only one way in and out of them,
Yes.
it's a much more defensible location.
That sounds like a way to be killed to me. If there's no way to get away, you're dead.
But the point is, they can't get to you
Why can't they get to you?
because they've only got to go right beside the seawater
Yeah.
to get to the cave entrance,
Uh-huh.
and then the cave entrance can be blocked or held.
Yes. Assuming they can't come from D, and if you're in a cave, you can't.
But if they can come from D, then that means we go in the same sort of way as the original plan. We can come from D to get to D. That's okay. We can explore the caves. We can find out what their status is, whether they are a defensible location or whether they're an access point into into the crater that then allows us to get to the crater again
Okay, so
with only a narrow, but hopefully a narrow access point. That means that we can try and potentially fight them, draw them to the cave entrance at the crater, and yeah, be able to hold a narrow front line and avoid being swarmed.
okay, so are you suggesting that we do go to G and see what's there, or is it
Yeah.
your suggestion that we move everyone from E to
No. We're just not moving people. We're scouting B to find out what happens.
Awesome, let's do that.
Yeah, okay.
Sure. Let's do that.
So how long did that take?
Clegg digs out some flaming air. It has 3 sets. We also find that Sparky and Kendra.
Bonja?
Oh, really? Nice.
Oh,
Fun, yes.
Yep, I'll have a good word with Sparky. She's alright.
Looks as if have taken some nasty attacks from the creatures.
Yep, but that has had the cure. Awesome. Okay. I have it on there. We'll give it a good laugh. So we're going to snoop until I get back.
And Fun spend most of the time in there.
Yeah.
Far hard to be attacked in the open.
If they don't go down, why not?
So, what sort of time of day did we arrive at the campsite?
Probably
I'm
about
assuming it's probably around midday, early afternoonish.
about midday, yes.
Assuming that this gentleman did invite us into the camp and chat and talk about tactics or options and things like that, or cooperations, then yeah, Cordar's happy to spend a few hours looking at what they've got, what their facilities are, assessment of their strategic defensive, and also when catching up with Fondra, please, and Sparky, please to see them. If Fondra can easily transfer back and forth between our form, I don't know how readily enabled to be able to do that.
As long as she
if
takes
she
10
can,
minutes to focus, she can redo it.
if she can, then we can send a message back to point C as to what happened, where we are. I don't know whether or not it was specifically discussed yet, but Cordar certainly would have been preferable. Again, not knowing these people at all prior, you guys might have better friends or knowledge. Cordar would have been preferable to not disclose our location widely, If it did get discussed, that's not a major one for you, by the way. But yeah, the main point being, Bonder can go back and get a message saying, hey, yep, we're safe. We probably won't get back tonight. And we will catch up again soon. And also confirm then the other members of the Cypher Mages and Dwarves who we know are safe, and you can pass on that information.
Okay, so Kendra does tell you that Clegg has a tent with infected, as he's hoping to harvest the creatures from them so we can sell them on the mainland.
Oh, well, that's not a good idea.
Who's he talking about this to?
Kendra was talking this to the party. Fondra
Yeah,
was saying
okay,
this to the party. Because basically, if you discuss it with him, he may attack you. Because it's one of his money-making schemes that she doesn't agree with.
Wait, who told us this?
The owl Kendra.
Okay, well.
How does he plan to make money that way?
Rare creatures.
Because being parasites onto the mainland that can affect all population is a great idea.
Yeah. While they're currently not being contained by a whole heap of seawater.
Okay. I can see that.
And ask about how they get more and more intelligent as time goes by and their opportunities increase.
And she does note that he seemed to be unable to kill those that died from the disease.
Sorry, did you say cure or kill?
Cure, as in heal.
Right.
Once they succumb to the stuff and become a void zombie, removing the infestation just destroys the body.
They're undead.
Or they're more an aberration than undead, because negative energy has no effect. It has as much an effect on them as it would affecting a living host.
So how do you control one of these void zombies? Like, if you're gonna have a rare creature, that's great.
He was wanting more to control the blue beasts.
Yes.
Or sell them to the exotic markets.
Yeah. Okay. And the void zombies are just a byproduct of.
He was trying to see if he
creation.
could recover the people.
Their brains pop out, don't they?
Because remember, the void zombies are effectively incubators for the aliens.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that.
Okay. What I think, so we're dealing with a madman.
I don't think he's mad. I think he's somebody who just wants to make some money.
You're dealing with a person who is not good, who is looking to make as much money as he can.
Yeah.
And trying to do it in such a way that he lives.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand it. Do you guys mind if I have a chat with him about it?
But Kendra does want he'll most likely attack.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I've got nothing against him doing it. You know, and I'm not going to try to weasel in on his money-making scheme. You know?
I think we should.
Well, I've seen the tent.
Well, you haven't seen inside it.
Well, I have.
Did you? If you had walked in and he saw, he would have flown into a rage.
No.
If you're asking the group,
you didn't tell me. I've seen inside, and I just want him to know that I'm a big supporter of what he's doing. I understand it, and that I just want to make sure that he's got his priorities right.
You're asking the group before you make this interaction. Or I certainly suggest that it's not worth the risk of any sparking off any concerns for someone who has that mindset.
Thank you.
And he's currently in control of about 60 personnel and has about 30 hostages.
Generally, those sort of people only care if you're going to be a problem to them. And when you make it clear that you're not going to be a problem and that you in fact support what they're doing, generally people will be pretty cool about you knowing. Generally.
And you know this person? Have you had any interaction with this person before?
You've wanted to kill him on 2 or 3 occasions.
Have you got any reputation in Runelords as being normally a upstanding, good citizen?
For Runelport, he's a warlord, so...
No. I'm asking whether Willie's got the reputation.
No.
Willie's worked for the opposition.
I doubt it. I mean, I'm married to a Hell Knight.
As in a force of law and order.
Well, let's go for order and not so much for law, but...
They have their laws.
Absolutely they're law. They're absolutely law. They're lawful evil, but they're law.
Are they?
Well, yes, they have a... If you break one of their laws, they kill you. There is no punishment, only death.
Well, like, the only reason Cordark asked about this, again, he hasn't had the experience with this person and hasn't had the experience in Runelords, but others have had. And his concern is, if you're going to go there and pretend to be his friend and pretend to be approving of his plans and activities,
Why do you use the word pretend?
Well, it's okay. Well, Cordark certainly hoped that you're pretending. That's the thing. So Cordark's saying, if you're going to go there and pretend to be his friend or pretend to be approving of this plan to infect the world with these creatures...
It's not about approve. It's not about pretend. It's about understand. I know why he's doing what he's doing. And I'm not going to...
let me finish. If he has any reason to think that you would not agree with it, then you're putting an unnecessary risk of developing a bad relationship with him at this stage.
Okay, so let me turn that around, shall I? And say, at what point, oh, doer of goodness, are you going to stop him from doing the things that he's doing? Or are you not going to stop him from doing these things? Are you happy for him to bring...
Absolutely, we're going to stop him.
At this play...
But not when he's got hostages of half of our personnel under his control.
So when will this change?
When we are able to position to actually eliminate
which is when?
the aliens.
Which is... Yeah, okay. So now they're gone. Now what?
And then we eliminate...
We've defeated them. Now what?
Yeah. And we eliminate the ones that he's got.
I don't know. Have we? And how would you know?
Oh, we will.
Will you?
We will.
How will you know these things?
Because he won't have any zombies wandering around.
What's that got to do with anything? I'm psychic. I can see the future. What do you mean?
No,
what are you talking about? Seriously, what are you talking about? Are you going to let this guy off the island with random... Okay, so at some point, you're going to have to fight this guy. All right?
Yes.
Now, would you like him to think that you are an enemy or that you are maybe a supporter?
No, better to just ignore the situation, pretend you don't know. He hasn't told us, pretend you don't know.
Yeah, sure.
That way it doesn't come up, no one needs to lie or not lie about their feelings on the situation.
And, like, all I'm hearing is we're kicking the can down the road. That's what I'm hearing.
Absolutely, we're kicking the can down the road until he hasn't got hostages of all the Sandpoint and the dwarves.
Why would he not? Why would he not have these hostages? Because he's a good guy. He'll just let him go. What a top guy he is. He's such a humanitarian.
Because down the road,
Yeah.
we've either killed off all the aliens, and therefore we're no longer necessarily. Because obviously, we came to this island in competition with this guy
Yeah.
to ensure that no one actually got to touch the meteor and potentially become get Godstoned effect, and B, to ensure that no one got away with the spy metal. It can be protected for the Pathfinders.
Sure.
So when we arrived, we were in competition with this guy.
Cutting into that at this point, Willie feels his empty saltwater pouch being put back on his belt.
And look at who's putting it back on the belt.
There's no one there.
Okay. Thanks for that.
Wait, why is it empty?
Arlo's just taken the salt water and poured it on the zombies.
He's been never one for arguments.
That makes this whole argument you've been having
absolutely
mute.
Yes, so as far as Court are concerned, we were in competition when we arrived. Right now, enemy of my enemy is my friend. As soon as the enemy's gone, back in competition.
Sure. Whatever. Okay. So shall we go to G?
Okay, as you get ready to go, Clegg comes back carrying the 3 sets of climbing gear, and you see he's got the two-handed axe and a two-handed pick over his shoulders, which he's carrying everything from.
I thank him for his consideration.
Well, you've heard rumours that he used to fight with both of those.
Wow. Okay. Yep, my character's really impressed. There's a big man.
So I'm assuming that you keep planning on coming down with this to investigate G?
He says if there's a chance to take out the Queen, he's going to take it.
Oh,
you assume there's a Queen, he's going to hope that at least we find something down there to explain all this.
So he's going to come with us. Nice.
Is he bringing any of his colleagues?
He is bringing, well, actually no, he's leaving the big mall guy in charge. Because, well, he has a habit of killing the biggest species around. They only take having their head crushed in so often.
Yeah.
And he does say once you crush the head, the others seem less interested in the body.
Really?
So potentially it's not so much the meat of the body they're interested, but possibly some sort of sustenance from the brain itself?
No brain, no interest. He does pat Willie on the shoulder and says, from all counts of view, you're safe.
That's what I've heard. That's what I'm hoping for.
Potentially, if we chop heads off, and then it's only the head that needs to be protected from being eaten. Is that right?
He says that's worked for them.
Hmm.
Plus, you can also use their heads as bait.
Yeah. Useful knowledge, indeed. I'm assuming from here we're going to be effectively heading off down to G with any members of the party who have players here next session. Is that the thought process?
That is the thought process, as we're at 10:30ish, which we went pretty well with you surviving a mass exodus. And with that amount of people running, people would definitely manage to make it to the other side. Where those less fortunate falling along the way. Wouldn't want to have a limp.
No.
It was
Save me.
I know I'd be the one to fall.
a lot of them. a lot of the disconnected need to outrun the aliens to outrun the others.
Yeah.
I think I outran my friend, and I'm good.
Okay, so I'm going to put it on end credits, and then we can chat after that.